Hi, everybody, and welcome to Brownie Val. My name is Browntul, and I'm the host for today's proceedings. So, here we are. We've made it to the grand finals. What a long journey has been to get to this point. I'm super excited to see what will happen. Honestly, I don't know what will happen after those great semifinal matches that we saw yesterday. Absolute banger matches. They all went the distance. And we're left with two teams. It's the Pink Sheep and Young and Turnt. Both are the number two seeds from their group. Now, yesterday, I did mention that no number one seed has ever won Brownie Val, but it turns out I was wrong. I did some research, and it was, in fact, the captain of what is now Pink Sheep that won the last tournament. Brownie Val Draft Deluxe, the one and only Justin. I should have known. Of course, Justin faced off against Moo for the championship back then, and now they're both on the same team with a familiar squad as Justin, Mumu, Jay, Kitsu, Blue, OK Caitlyn, Nova, and JDK. So we'll see how they play it. I'm pretty sure they've played the same roster. I do not see it changing at all. They've had unique agent lineups. They go in with a lot of game planning. They execute with such authority. But Young and Turnt has something to say about that. Syria, who has constructed a beautiful team consisting of Syria, Aya, Paulo, Kiana, Teddy, Keshi, and Steve. They stayed strong. They played through probably one of the greatest matches in the history of Brownie Val, and they came out on top. So, who is it going to be? Will it be Justin? Or will it be Syria? I guess we're going to have to find out, but I'll let you all judge it for yourselves. Here come the promo videos for Pink Sheep and Young and Turnt. Wow, those videos were absolutely impressive. W edits, shout out to Mercy and Hanny for making all 18 videos, and they are available on youtube.com/@BrowntulStar. All right, so before we get started with the grand finals, we do want to hear from some of the members of the grand finals teams. First off, we got a member from Young Intern. It's Kiana. Hi, Kiana. Okay, it's so nice to see you. First of all, how excited are you about this grand finals? I mean, it was a long journey to get here. How are you feeling right now?
Very excited. I'm like, there's a lot of energy running through my veins right now.
Oh boy. So, I'm sure the rest of your team is really excited too. What do you think is going to be the keys to the game?
Well, of course, I think communication is going to be like number one. Just like calming the right things. But I also think teamwork and understanding each other and how each other play and like how we can make the best of situations. I think those two are like the main two, and then like of course like game sense and stuff. But like that stuff like we all have.
All right, in terms of what do you think is going to happen in the grand finals, you think you have it in the bag?
I don't know. I think it's gonna be pretty close. I think it might end up being a 1-1 and then it'll be like the final decision, but I think we have it, obviously. I don't know.
You think you have it? Okay.
Yeah, I think.
All right, well, we'll see what happens. Kiana, best of luck to you and good luck in the grand finals.
Thank you.
All right, so that is Kiana. We'll get our next interview in a moment. Now, I have to think that there is some confidence, maybe a lot of I don't know. It's hard to tell. Now, meanwhile, we're gonna go to the our other interview. We got a member from Pink Sheep. It's Mumu. Hi, Mumu.
Hi.
Oh, so nice to hear your voice. You're back in you're back in the grand finals again, huh?
I am. Yes, I am. It's exciting.
So I mentioned on stream that you were facing off against Justin in the Draft Deluxe, and Justin was the #1 seed at that moment. And now here you are working together. How does it feel?
It's great. Honestly, working with Justin is always an amazing time. Even like when we win against each other in draft, I feel like he's one of my best friends I've made in Valorant. So just brainstorming together always is fun, coming up with strats and team comps. It's just honestly a vibe working together.
All right. Well, speaking of strats, what's the game plan today?
Um, I, I don't know. I'm along for the ride this time. Honestly, it's kind of nice not being captain. I feel like there's a lot of stress when it comes to being captain, but we are just gonna stick to just doing what we do best. I just think we just gotta lock in on our comms and everything. Our first game yesterday was a little bit rough. We weren't completely locked in, so all of us are very hyped today. We're communicating as a team, and I just feel like we're really just gonna lock in and hopefully take this all.
All right. So obviously the grand finals is going to be a long journey. You have to win 2 games to take the prize. Do you think you have it in the bag?
Absolutely. I feel like we are very confident on these maps that we are going to be playing on today. And I just feel like our team is so solid and that as long as we just try our best, that we can definitely do this.
All right. Well, there you have it. It's Mumu. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. Well, you heard right there. That was Mumu from Pink Sheep, and I have a feeling that she's very confident. I don't know about what y'all think, but y'all will have an opportunity to predict in this grand finals, and the admins will get it up shortly. We are going to do predictions for each game. Not the whole series, but the games themselves. So stay tuned for the prediction for game 1. You can put your channel points in there. I know it looks like you can't even use them on anything, but I promise I do stream sometimes. And there's more than just high trades. So gamble those points, okay? Now, let's take a quick look at how this works. So we got the info here. We obviously have the 2 teams. We just talked to them, Young and Turn and Pink Sheep. And Young and Turnt does have the tiebreaker from their great round robin performance, so they get to pick if they're Team A or Team B. We'll have the casters talk about their final selections in a moment, but it's the same best of 3 map bans that you saw before. And of course, you can still support APAMSA by scanning the QR code or using the pin message. Or I think the pin message might be gone now, but APAMSA, exclamation point APAMSA will get you there. And go open Tiltify. You can still enter the Draw Christie raffle. It ends in 1 hour and 53 minutes. Go get that gift set. It's only $2 per ticket. Okay, and I think that's all I want to talk about. I mean, other than looking at the screen and being like, who's going to win? If you want to go off of confidence, they both said they were confident, so I guess you take that how you will. But this is going to be a banger of a match. All right, so that's it for me. We're going to hand it over to the casters. Before we get there, I just want to shout out all the people that were a part of this whole tournament. I hope you all enjoyed the show for today. We have Janice that will be the observer. And we have all the admins. Nuna is here. We got Wasabi. We got Kai. So it's a very happy bunch. And now here come the casters. It is Lubu and Elenyar. Take it away.
Hello, hello, hello. Thank you, Brown. Again, huge thanks to you as well, because you're the one who started this whole event, got everyone together, got your team together, and also thank you to Senchigami as well for working with Brown as well. If you don't know who I am, I'm Elenyar or Raynel. I was casting group stage, I think it was last week. I'm here with a wonderful, wonderful play-by-player co-caster. We'd like to say hi.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Lubu. Yeah, like right now, I was co-casting for Group B for last week. So I think right now you were on the Group A, I was on the Group B. So never really caught up with one another, I believe. But either way, we're here. We actually casted before, so it'll be fun to cast with you again. But it's looking to be a fantastic best of 3 with the 2 teams, because one team was from the Group B group, and then the other team was from the Group A group. So kind of actually played out, I think, almost perfectly, right? Like you got one team from each group meets in the grand finals. Could you ask for more? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I think it might also be, I think, both top seed of the group, if I recall. If not, it's at least one of them, I think, was top seed of the group. Never mind, it was number 2 seeds. So even to like go from group stage to recover and make it grand finals as a number 2 seed is amazing to see as well, right? And as you said, from opposite groups, they get to meet each other this time. I think this is their first time meeting up for sure, since they are from opposite groups. And we were here for the interviews that Brown was holding, right? They both sound like they're gonna have some fun. Both teams sound like they're really confident in this. So I hope so, Lubu. We should see a banger. And I think earlier, before everything came together, we do have some map picks. We do have the map select ready and going. If you want to hear some context, right? I think Young and Turnt was first people to ban. They banned Bind. Pink Sheep in response banned Ascent, and we're heading to Sunset first. And then in response, right? Pink Sheep go for Pearl. Both teams are actually starting on defense for the teams that didn't pick the maps. So for Young and Turnt, Pink Sheep are going defense on Sunset first. For Pearl, Young and Turnt are going defense first. And then if it's needed, we get to Abyss. And I think, if I recall, Young and Turnt will actually start an attack this time. Lubu, I think I really like how this best of 3 will go, especially if we go to map 3, because I think all these maps are very, very fun maps. Sure, Sunset and Pearl kind of have like, and maybe even Abyss arguably, have kind of this like spam meta, where you can like smoke yourselves off and just ping bomb, spam everything. And obviously we're not in that patch where the pings have been nerfed. So I don't know. I think this map pool is still really good. I don't know what you think.
I mean, I think it is kind of interesting that of the 7 maps in the current competitive map rotation, both teams banned like the 4 maps that were available on release for Valorant way back in 1.0. So that's kind of funny in my opinion that like we get the 3 maps that are admittedly on the more newer side of things, with Pearl being the oldest of that trio. But no, I agree with you. I mean, Sunset's the map that's A, it's going out of the rotation real soon. B, it's been reworked on that B site, so maybe we'll start to see a couple of more Sentinels, different picks other than just like I think at the time the classic like just the go-to pick was Cypher. Granted, I remember Pink Sheep did actually still deploy the Cypher as their Sentinel pick, irregardless of the map change. So maybe we'll see a Cypher repick there. But either way, and then Pearl's the interesting one because nix the whole Abyss pick for the moment here, because that's the Decider map. We'll see whether or not the teams will actually get to the Decider map. But the Pearl pick is the one that I'm most intrigued by, because the Sentinel pick again is something where I think that it's going to be a case of, are we going to go for purely the comfort pick, or are we going to go for like what's actually really, really good for Pearl? Because if you think about it, a lot of Senti picks for Pearl, they're always a little bit more awkward. You don't necessarily have complete full coverage. If you offer the KJ and you go for the the alarm bot in the mid door, yes, it covers a good fraction of a good portion of the map, but KJ itself is a little bit awkward in terms of the lockdown retake for Pearl. And then likewise too, if you go with another agent like, let's say, Cypher, well, yeah, you might want to put a trip mid or not, or just throw the cam or something like that. So it's going to really come down to that Sentinel pick, I think, specifically on Pearl, as to how teams will play out and how we'll see the success on the attack specifically. But in any case, the next map though, Sunset, yeah, I think that specifically for Sunset, like I was talking about too, not just the Sentinel too, I think the Initiator is going to be really, really interesting. A lot of teams will often just go for the Gecko pick because, you just have the Wingman plant safe, and you kind of just ignore it, and, it's always nice to have a flash. But I really want to see Sova. I think Sova is really, really good on Sunset. The Dart can clear a lot of the site immediately for teams to execute really, really fast. So Tempo is going to be the name of the game there for both teams, irregardless.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised if on Sunset, I think one of the picks is like Neon on the map, like more recently. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see like a Neon Breach combo. And I think you're also right about the Sova. I think Sova is heavily like underutilized on this map, because a really good Sova can mess up a lot of Cypher in a lot of like post-match situations or even retakes and things like that. And I think on both teams, actually, at least on Young and Turn, from what I've seen, they do have a Sova player, but it's a matter of, will they play Sova on this map? And I think on the other end, right, what I noticed looking at some of the scores and some of the score lines, some of the maps from before from either team, Pink Sheep definitely lean towards more like the very traditional comps that are like, yeah, this is a really good Sunset comp, this is a really good Pearl comp, this is a really good Ascent comp, etc., etc. Young and Turn kind of lean, I guess, more like, I wouldn't say wackier comps, but like they lean towards like more comfortability. You'll see double duelists a good handful from time to time. I think that I've seen a lot of double duelists in their past matches. So I like this story of traditional comps versus kind of like having fun with it, playing your comfortabilities and leading these double duelists. And as we head to the Ages, like, let's see if we even if I'm even correct.
Yeah, well, so funny that you talk about that too. So I was there during Pink Sheep's first game on the group stage, which was against the Bloody Marys on the Sunset map specifically. And something that I remember very, very clearly was Jay for Team Pink Sheep had gotten the first ever double back-to-back pistol ace on both sides of the half. So I got an ace on both pistol rounds, which was kind of crazy. And he did it on the raise. So him hovering the raise, and now he's locking in the raise. Not a shock there. Also, like I pointed out, right, the fact that they had ran the Cypher pick as well. So Mumu locking in the Cypher is not a shock. And they also did run the Breach comp. So they're very much going back to what they did during the group stage with this specific team comp. And then Justin's also very, very comfortable on the Astra. So that's kind of a comfort pick slash, I mean, Astra walls can work really, really well in tandem with, just the Breach and the Gecko, which that's the shocking thing, is that they're going to be running the double initiator. But at the same time, you have the stuns, you have the flashes, you have a bunch of variety of utility on the side of Team Pink Sheep. So I like what I'm seeing there. But then also, too, for the side of Yun and Turn, the Yoru pick, if that Yoru pick actually goes through from Steve, that'll be very, very interesting. Because I don't think I've seen many Yorus being played. Oh, wow, they all locked in immediately, basically. So that's confidence right there for all of them. But yeah, the Yoru pick is really, really interesting. The ISO pick, I mean, getting, if he gets the ISO ult, right, on any one of the members of Team Pink Sheep, I think, with the exception of maybe Cypher, like any one of those picks that he can, grab will be huge, because that's, a third of the utility going away almost immediately. So I really, really, kind of like to your point, right? We're not really seeing incredibly classic team compositions for Sunset, at least what I'm used to in competitive. So seeing this variety here, like we have like a Breach mirror matchup play here, that's going to be really, really interesting to see.
Yeah, I also I will say I think this comp is at least for Young and Turn kind of leans like Fnatic Haven when they like spam this Yoru ISO comp. Obviously Deadlock
Yes,
and
yeah.
Clove are very different, but I think the big thing is right. You have was it Kiana? She's on the breach, can set up the ISO on lines, can set up the Yoru to like TP dive in. And everything like that. I will say also, I do agree with you. Like the ISO here from Aya, since ISO is a very kind of like momentum based agent, or like it's like you have to feel it. I don't know. Personally, my eyes will be on Aya to see if they can even like frag out on the ISO, because obviously 1 or 2 picks is great, but I want to see how they kind of utilize it, right? Because I don't think there's any like real follow up with like the vulnerables except for like using your gun. Obviously, maybe the aftershocks an exception. I also want to see. I'm a Deadlock player, like for some maps, and I do want to see if Teddy or Mike Bean in game uses the how they use the Deadlock nade, how they use the barrier mesh, what type of trips are we going for? Are we spreading out the trips and things like that? So I think this comp by Young Turn is very interesting, and on the other end, right, Pink Sheep, I love their comp as well. I think Astra is kind of having this resurgence just because of the buff. I think 5 stars is wonderful. I think I think Astra's in a perfect state. Also, that might just be Astra bias, but it is just. But I want to say, I think 5 stars just feels a lot more freeing for Justin. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see maybe like Justin set up, not necessarily selfish plays, but more setup plays with like recall stars or expend smokes early. And also shout out to was it Janice for the observing today. We're in a quick pause real quick, but yeah. I think these comps look very, very fun, and I think my story is in line right now. It is the very like, I guess, more fundamentals, like more traditional comps versus these like wackier, let's have some fun type of comps. And these wackier comps, I'm not saying they're a bad thing. I'm just saying they probably fit towards comfortability. I think they fit towards the pacing of Young and Turnt probably. So I feel like we'll see some very stark differences in how both these teams play their attack side.
Yeah, something to note too is again, just off of what I remember from casting for Pink Sheep back in the group stage, was they're really, really quick on playing aggressive, specifically on the defensive side of things. They like to play like upfront aggressive. Usually it's off of the plays of Jay just pushing out aggressive, at least from the limited I saw from them, was just pushing out aggressive and everything like that, which is actually going to be really interesting too, because with Team Pink Sheep, you can already kind of predict that, it's a good chance that at some point or another, Moo on the Cypher is going to lurk on the attack. Kind of the whole point of Cypher, right, is like on the attack, what are they good for? I mean, you throw up your trips and then you lurk. You lurk on the other side and maybe you get a play, maybe get a kill on a rotating member on the defender side of things, and then call the team to rotate over. So the fact that for Team Young and Turnt, they don't have the Cypher, they instead have the Deadlock, which Deadlock can lurk too, but because the fact that ideally you want her having the wall ready to go when you take the site and then wall off an enemy, the enemy team from retaking just immediately, or even just try to go out in tempo for the retake, something like that, definitely means that we're going to see a little bit more. You're going to hope to see a little bit more coordination and execution coming from the side of Team Young and Turnt, and a little bit more of I think a straight 5-man rush, or just like a very quick split rush. I don't know if we'll see many default plays unless Pink Sheep's able to deter them from doing so and forcing them to have to play default and go for the picks.
Yeah, I like what you said too, because I think the deadlock on Teddy, I want to see, because I think there's occasions where you can lurk on deadlock and like you can like heavy cut off a big rotational piece, like let's say like the market door, left side top mid if your team's hitting A, and I want to see if these deadlock trips will be used for post plant, because I think deadlock makes post plant retakes for defense so hard, especially when you have like the utility of like breach or even if Yoru still has some flashes available, because I think that's what separates like really good deadlocks. So I think newer deadlocks will try to go for these flank trips, and it's so walkable unless you press the issue a lot more forward. And I think you're right about too about Moo. I think we'll see a lot of like Cypher tips for like very default flanks, and then just trying to poke and prod a lot mid. I want to see what Moo will do in terms of like, will they destroy util? Will she force out like smokes to be used or utility be used to clear her out? And then will Pink Sheep work on those timings? Because I feel like they're playing against a Clove. When these smokes last, I think it's the shortest, if I recall.
Yes, I believe so.
Yeah. So I want to see, will they track? I think one of the big things that makes teams really, really good, can they track this utility time? Because I learned this. I had to learn this the hard way from was it Cavern, in like practice and VOD review for some other like project that was happening that's been like a month or so late. But one thing he talked about was like understand what utilities being used, how long these utilities take to come back, and what you can do with it. So I want to see if when we get the side switch, or even maybe even on the defense, will they try to work off the timings of utility going down? Will they work on the cooldowns, you know? And maybe someone's there to call it. I want to see how these two teams play out, because I think comp wise, one team looks more methodical than the other, but who knows, right? In this game, it's a gun game, right? If you get shot, you die. Abilities won't matter if you get shot and killed.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just really glad that Neon's on the game.
True.
I mean, that's the most important thing too. Which, you know, I saw the nerfs and I was like, okay, those are good nerfs, great. I still might hesitate to play like Valorant comp until the nerfs come out, because it's just so scary every time I see a Neon and I'm like, oh god, and they're just gonna slide and then just 100% accuracy, which, you know, Riot has come up with weirder buffs and way more worse buffs, I think, than the Neon. Although the Neon one's pretty egregious. But in any case, thank God we don't have to see Neon for this game. I'm also gonna cross my fingers that neither of the teams will pick Neon in the future, but you know, if we do, just know I will hate not the player. I won't hate the player. I'll hate the agent. I will continuously hate the agent even during the play-by-play. But in any case, it seems that the players are reconnecting, so we're gonna see. Yep, pause timer has gone off. 20 seconds left in the buy phase, and you see here from Team Turn on the attack. All 5 members about to hit that A site here, which they're gonna be met with some stiff resistance, because you see for Team Pink Sheep, they've allocated 3 members on their side of things with the defense towards this A site. You see Jay and Blue already playing each of the angles for the elbow and the short here, as the stun will come out from Turn.
Oh, that's
that breach here. Yeah, the stun coming from JDK in response, absolutely just slowing down things here, as 4 members from Turn going to be pushing into that elbow here. Aftershocks from both breaches actually coming over just to clear the angles and whatnot and prevent that push out. But the information has been given over to Team Pink Sheep that this indeed is an A hit, at least for the moment. You see here for... Ooh...
8?
I don't know if Teddy spotted Jay for sure. I don't know if Jay spotted Teddy. But with the single shot from the Ghost given away, Jay is aware and just be hopping over just to get a little bit more information. But for Team Turret, they're just holding. They're hoping to find an extra push here as... Oh no, look at that. JDK's been stunned out as Steve's gonna get the first kill. Jay's gonna get the frag back as Blue gets the trade back on the Steve. But oh, look at that. Look, Teddy is gonna get rid of Jay as well. And ooh, all of a sudden, right click's coming out of galore here is... Ooh, that's a fantastic from Aya there, as a double kill going over to Aya as Moo and... We'll try to break the deadlock shield, or the deadlock wall, excuse me, as you're pointing out, just delaying that time. But all things have gone quiet here. As you see Paulo playing in the box corner. They heard the drop. Justin goes to peek. We'll go down to Teddy here, as it's just a 1v3 left for Mumu. And Mumu will go down to Aya with a nice little triple kill on the ISO with the classic pick there too. Makes it 1-0 in favor of Team Turn.
Yeah, and I really liked how Young and Turn played that. They waited for this re-hit. They knew the smokes were up so soon, and then just delayed. I don't think Pink Sheep rotated back, or like at least left a few to like go back to B or mid, which I think is just a good like counter read as well. But the read is just beautiful. I think that's just a very, very smart play. I'm assuming waited for the smokes from Paolo to come back up and then do it, or I think just went off the block wall as well. And worked up those smoke timings. Even if they didn't call out the smoke timings, I really liked how that play went.
Yeah, and so for the save round, you see Team Pink Sheep allocating 4 members for this B main push. They wanted to play aggressive here. What's crazy though is that you see right here in the mid that Teddy's actually heard the majority of the members actually coming for this flank. So this information is big over. It's only Mumu playing this A side in the corner for the moment, but
Teddy can farm.
You see, ooh yeah, look at Teddy. Oh, but they actually look. They see Teddy. Just sees Teddy in the but it doesn't matter. Teddy will find 1. Teddy will find 2. Teddy will find 3. We'll go down eventually to Jay with a nice little wall bang headshot, but not before Teddy has put down damage onto the team of Pink Sheep here. You see, Mumu was playing the elbow here. We're going to be peeking. We'll find Steve, but Steve with the nice little Spectre Spray will take down Mumu. So it's just Jay in a 1v4 with only a Sheriff here. Reloading. Knows the general location here as that stun will come out from Kiana here, and the ice wall not too far along after. And nope, it seems that Jay will go down to Paulo here to make it 2-0 in favor of Team Young Turn.
Yeah, and with that, I think it was a 3-piece out of Teddy.
Yes.
That's one off the Deadlock goal, one off the Annihilation. I also think, with Deadlock, the Grab Net is one of the strongest pieces of utility you could ever have in those situations, just because of like how it forces you to crouch. It forces you to slow down a lot. It's like a Sage slow, but with extra steps where you have to take off the slow itself. And it's a sound cue. Like, it's a massive, massive sound cue, and is able to farm. I wouldn't be surprised if they try to get Teddy the Ult Orb here, because you can kind of use the Annihilation like a Raze ult. I've done it before, and it's just very threatening because it forces people to run away.
Yeah, and because of the dominant attack that they had on the Force Round 14 Yun Turret, you see that the members have actually done a little bit of default split, a little bit of a fake default split here. As you see, Steve and Kiana on that B main here, trying to just hopefully drag some defenders of Pink Sheep over to the B, just off of visual and sound cues. But no, you see the rotation coming back towards the A, which kind of has had the effect of
right there.
maybe not necessarily what is going to be the desire here, as Blue will get caught out, but not before bringing down Paulo.
Making cover.
So that's the smokes down for Team Young Turn, though, because of Clove. It is Clove. Still be able to place the smokes in the proper spots. As you see, A side being given over basically without any future resistance here from Pink Sheep, as they're going to opt to just retake together, play together for this retake here. Deadlock wall will go down as Ice Vulnerable comes out. Ooh, Deadlock ulti comes out. Will actually catch Jay. That's huge. Jay's gonna be caught out and will actually get broken. Jay's alive for a little bit of moment. Jay actually gets rid of... No way. Jay gets rid of one. In the meanwhile, though, Teddy gets rid of Mumu. Mumu goes down. Teddy will find a double kill on a JDK. Jay will find a double kill. Jay will get traded out from Steve. It's a 1v1. Justify versus Jay. Justify fully flashed. Doesn't fight for the TP fake here, as Justify will go down to a Steve headshot. A fantastic round from Team Yun in turn, but it got a little bit scary there towards the end that we saw from Jay there right now.
Yeah, I mean, I will say Justin absolutely saved Jay from the Annihilation. I don't even know how Jay was still alive in that situation, but hey, kept it close, kept it honest. I mean, the money's still not too strong outside of, was it Steve on Young in turn. I think the retake really went well. It just became like all the small things. Obviously, the aim duels exist, right? So, losing aim duels is unfortunate. I will say, I think since Teddy didn't buy anything necessarily, there was, I think, a rifle in that round. So this was kind of like a stronger bonus round. So I wasn't too surprised that the bonus would be one, especially with a couple openers and obviously the Annihilation being online. But anyway, it's a fresh round. We see a Bucky, Stinger, some other guns. I'm hoping maybe we just see some gamble stacks.
Yeah, and actually, I mean, you kind of saw that at the beginning of the round too, where because of the dominance that Young Turn saw on that A site here, the majority of Team Pink Sheep on the save round has gone over to towards the end of the defense at the start. Meanwhile, Mumu, though, gets cut off from the ISO ult. Oh, able to break the shield, but will go down as Jay will find a nice Bucky shot to get rid of Steve as well. So evens things up at 4-4 right now, as stuns will come out, and ooh, Blue caught out on the rotation from Yun Turn, but meanwhile, look at the top mid here as you see Teddy just going to deny it with the Deadlock wall to deny this rotation for Team Pink Sheep. So the three remaining members all on the B side for Pink Sheep here, and A side's just going to be completely handed over. And for Pink Sheep, they're not even opting to go through the mid. They're going to be going for the B main here, and maybe they're just worried about a lurking member of Team Yun Turn just hovering over the mid here, as you see for Teddy, with the Phantom here hovering the mid, hoping to catch someone out, as we'll get spotted from Jay. Justin Fly also trading a couple of shots here, but minimal damage being given over. Oh yeah, it was a dink. A nice little wallbang dink from Teddy to put Justify down to 8 health here. Breach stuns comes out as they're just trying to buy some time. ISO wall as well. As you see, Aya will be able to get a triple kill on the Jay
the nade
before going down. Ooh, Jay, nice little nade to get rid of Teddy, but they won't be able to. Yeah, Team Pink Sheep will not be able to get the defuse off in time. Get a little bit of eco damage down on their way out, as you do see the only two remaining members of Kiana and Apollo were able to get out in time. But yeah, so for Team Young Turret, up 4-0 now. A little bit of econ damage being given to them, but as you can see from just the buy phase here, they're plenty fine in terms of the econ.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're happy to get damaged a lot, like, you know, maybe force some rebuys of the armor, even rebuys of the guns were really good here. Before I even continue, Steve has a Judge and Dimensional Drift available, so I wouldn't be surprised if we see a full rush down the A site, especially with a Breach stun maybe would be massive. But yeah, I mean, I think econ damage is really good. I would have called a timeout here earlier, but hey, this information from Steve is really, really good.
Right there.
And there's an adjustment already for Young Turn.
Absolutely, and oh, this is kind of smart from Steve too. You know, not opting to go for the TP before the ulti ends to make sure that Team Pink Sheep allocates at least a player to the direction of where Steve would exit from the ult. But because of that, the Dimensional Rift, his TP actually died. Look where his TP is gonna go. Mumu's gonna definitely be able to spot that too. It doesn't even matter. Justify was able to get a nice little headshot onto Steve. But because of the amount of time that Steve has been able to take on that A site, B site's been handed completely over the Team Young Turret now, as you see. All 4 main members are able to get this plant down onto the B side as for Team Pink Sheep. Ooh! You see Mumu going down there as Aya will pick up first kill for Young Turn in this round here as... Oh my god, Aya will actually get rid of JDK as well. That's a little double kill. Jay will get a trade back onto Paulo as Aya with a triple kill on the Jay. Blue will get rid of Kiana, but gets traded out from Teddy. And meanwhile, the last remaining member of Teddy, or sorry, excuse me, Justin Fly will go down to Aya. Aya picking up a nice little 4K for themselves here to make this 5-0 in favor of Team Young Turn. And right now, Aya 11-2 on the ISO pick, doing a massive amounts of just damage to Team Pink Sheep.
Yeah, this is what you want if you're Young Turret. Eye on the ISO can just absolutely has so much pop-off potential. It's like having a Reyna on your team, but the Reyna can do a lot more, right? The shield popping, a lot more like initiation with fights, a lot of really good scaling. I will say, if Justin got that kill onto Teddy, I think that round is a lot closer than it feels like. Because that was a massive kill to get, because then it becomes a pure 1v1.
Yeah, you see here for Team Pink Sheep, undeterred from the last round, they're going to play this A main defense a little bit more aggressively, as you saw JDK with the reach stun to start off the round, and then Jay, along with Blue, peeking relatively quickly here. Gecko Flash will actually be able to catch out one, as Blue will be able to find Aya. This will Spectre Dink headshot to get rid of Aya, so it's the top frag for Young Turn down for the round so far, as it's still just these 3 main members as JDK will get down from Steve. A nice little wallbang headshot with that Vandal. As Jay will try to trade out his teammate there, but no success. Meanwhile, in the mid, you see Kiana is trying to hope for a rotating member Mumu here and will take a shot and actually get rid of that Cypher trip. A bit of a half accidental here, as Justin Fly will also lurk from the mid. Meanwhile, Steve gets rid of Jay as the Young Turret will execute onto this A side, as Teddy will also pick up Blue here. So now it's just a 2v4. It's just Mumu who will get deadlock walled off from that A ramp here, as well as the aftershock to deny even just dissuade any attempts to break the wall. Justin Fly will be able to get rid of Kiana here on that flank. Down to 5 health though, as Justin Fly becomes the last remaining member alive here for Pink Sheep, only with 5 health. They know where Justin Fly is, as Steve will we'll go down to Steve. Or sorry, we'll go to Justin Fly, as Justin Fly now very, very low. That new regen shield though, putting in a lot of work here. He's not out of the fight just yet, but only 10 bullets left in the Vandal, 30 health total. Spike's ticking, spotted, but no. Justin Fly will go down, as Paulo will find the last kill to put his team up 6-0.
Yep, valiant effort. Really, really good effort from Justin. I honestly thought there were a couple of taps coming in that would have been so fun to watch and react to. The good news is, though, you have your Cosmic Divide ready. You also have Blue's Thrash as well. But on the other end, though, it's an Annihilation. It's the Not Dead Yet. I wouldn't be surprised if Paulo just runs in with the Not Dead Yet and just forces all of the defense to push back. Because one of the things I faced before is some Cloves will just pop the ult as soon as they die and just take so much base, because the reaction, like the natural reaction for most people, is just to run away and let the Clove die. But then you're giving up the space. So I wouldn't be surprised that happens. I wouldn't be surprised if, you know, Teddy runs in with the Annihilation like a Razor. Honestly, either or play here is good. I also like this walkout too, though.
Yeah, you see there the stun coming out as Mumu will actually go out first and get rid of Teddy. So that's actually the annihilation going away, but Steve's able to get that trade back as well. So I think Young in turn are happy with those results there, as Justin Fly playing in the market will not peek from the smoke. Instead wants to wait for the rest of his team to opt for a flank. All three other members aside from Justin Fly pushing this B main here on the flank. But you actually see here Paulo is actually ready for this. Paulo's ready for this as the flash will come out, but Jay will be able to give it to Paulo first. JDK also follows up by getting rid of Steve. Paulo will pick up the...
doesn't get cleared.
Kiana with a nice little trouble kill on the blue and JDK. Jay also gets rid of Kiana, and Justify will get rid of Paulo. And Jay with a nice little triple kill with the showstopper, able to find Aya to give Team Pink Sheep their first round win of the half.
Yeah, and I will say, normally I would say the money's pretty strong on the side of Young Intern. It still is, but you normally would see a lot more people maxing out by this time period because these rounds have been so close. Sure, the scoring doesn't look like it's close, but if you watch each round individually, these rounds would go down to like the 2v2s, the 2v3s, even some like 1v3s that go down to 1v1s. These rounds are so close that every round is costing a lot for Young Intern. So if you're Pink Sheep, this is a really, really close game. It's just coming down to those very, very small aim duels. Retake went really, really well. Obviously, I would have loved to see the Thrash clear that corner, but I mean, some people will just assume that won't happen. And also the Breach using, I think, Kiana early flashes to take the side. Both flashes kind of provides a small window for Pink Sheep to even retake that side fully.
Yeah, so this is interesting because the fact that Team Young in turn have been so dominant on attacking this A side and being able to plan, you know, almost just so efficiently to be able to get the spike down plan on the A side. Team Pink Sheep have opted to put the Cypher on the A side for this round here, as you see with Steve. With the dimensional rift or drift, not able to spout out much information though, but Teddy, nice little pick in the mid during that lurk, gets rid of Justin Fly. Also, Annihilation catches out Blue. Teddy, very low, will actually wall off the deadlock and get rid of Blue as well, who escaped the cocoon for a split second here as Mumu will find a kill on Apollo to try to even things up. Meanwhile, Jay will actually get rid of Teddy, who was trying to rotate and still play that mid, so very quickly it's a 2v3. Never mind, Kiana will get rid of JDK as I will also get rid of Mumu, and now it's just Jay in a 1v3. Jay will not be able to get the last kill there, or the next kill there is Kiana with a nice little double kill to end the round, make it 7-1 in favor of Team Young Turn.
Yeah, I mean, the good news is if you're side Pink Sheep, you have 3 ults available and 3 really, really good ults. I mean, this Cosmic Divide is still good for the retake. And the Neural Theft is also really, really good if they find someone overextending. I wouldn't be surprised if it's not used these rounds just because, you know, you're working on a hero Guardian unless Justin decides to sell this Guardian, and you're working on just like some Sheriffs and things like that. Like maybe we see a Shiko buy, I'm not too sure if that'll be caught or not. But in these upcoming rounds, I want to see when or in what occasions these breach ults will be used on either end, because I think these breach ults will be very, very massive as we see a full mid push from this side of Pink Sheep. I love this play. I think this is a really good call.
Right there.
Yeah, it's an interesting call here as you see. Ooh, Team Young they're actually going to opt for the breach ulti here to just clear the site, which only stuns Justin Fly, who was caught in that market, but again, it's in the market, so won't go down for the moment here as Justify's holding here. Gecko Flash will come out and actually Justify will find 1. We'll find 2. Meanwhile, Kiana though stops that flank there as Kiana will find a double kill and gets rid of Jay and JDK as well on that flank. So last 3 remaining members of Team Pink Sheep in a 3v3 with the 3 members of Young Turret here as the retake is underway. You see Mumu trying to clear that B main here. We'll be able to spawn on Kiana, but not before Kiana actually gets the triple kill. No, Kiana actually gets a 4K. Gets rid of Mumu in time, and Steve gets rid of Justin Fly to make it 8-1 in favor of Young in turn. Kiana with a nice little reflex there. Nice little flick to go from market to the B main. Gets a nice little 4K for a trouble.
Yeah, and as we see the replay be drawn by Christy, I mean, that shot is massive. That fight right there is massive between Mumu and Kiana. It's unfortunate it does go Mumu's way, but I mean, that's a wonderful shot to hit if you're Kiana. I mean, the energy should be through the roof if you're in Young Intern, if you're on the team Young Intern. I will say it's actually really good for Pink Sheep as well, just because the closest ult on the side of Young Intern is an ISO ult, and if we're being realistic, the only way this is really valuable is if you catch the Cypher. This will be a matter in this round. Will JDK use the ult? Will Justin pull the Cosmic Divide out for the retake? I want to see how these ults get used. If they get comboed, I'm okay with it, because I mean, we're leaning towards the end of this half, and the other side of Young and Turn don't really have that many ults available soon, unless someone, you know, gets like a 4K or even ace.
Yeah, the start of that run was so significant, as you saw for Kiana, the stun getting hit, or getting Jay hit, who, speaking of, actually gets detained from the ISO ult. We'll see whether or not you'll be able to get the kill there. No, as you see, Aya will pick up the kill on the Jay, but not before Mumu also gets the pick onto Teddy, who was caught lurking in that mid. As you see, JDK with the breach ulti will go out here for the retake, as Blue gets rid of Paulo, as JDK with the flash will try to fight for that B main here, but no. Oh god! Oh my god! Kiana gets a double kill. Kiana gets a double kill. The Blue's Blue will be able to get the trade back with the Molly, but now it's just Justify in a 1v2. Oh, Justify actually spots on Steve. Spots on Steve, but I don't think. Oh, never mind. Now Justify knows the location. Oh! And Justify actually gets the kill. Justify gets the last kill on Aya, to make it now 2-8 in favor of Team Pink Sheep, and at least, you know, stops the gap that is incredibly wide here, like, you know, the Mariana's Trench right here, but makes it a little bit less significant as we're heading towards the twilight of this first half.
Yeah, Kiana with a hero play to make it like, what was it, a 1v2? The Molly, of course, does take her out, unfortunately, but then it comes down to that 1v2 turn 1v1. The big thing there is just the very small decision making, right? Aya uses or obviously, first of all, before I even continue, obviously we can see what Justin sees, we can see the map, we can see what both sides are doing. Justin was thinking B main earlier until that vulnerable comes through. When that vulnerable comes through, now it's a confirmed, like, stuck in that area, the wall comes through, but Justin with the pure confidence to win that fight. I mean, that's a massive round. Still has a cosmic divide. If Blue can get a kill here, or even an orb, that's also a thrash available. So this round and this upcoming round will be very crucial depending on when Blue gets his thrash.
Oh my god, Steve was waiting and Justin Fly's smoke for so long, and Justin Fly's cross was actually relatively close to Steve, but the moment the smoke expired, you know, Justin Fly was able to react in time, but not before Steve able to get that first pick for Team Young and Turn at the start of this round here. You see Mumu playing aggressive towards the mid in the new corner spot that they've added in the rework for this map, is causing her to actually hear some movement in the mid, so some information being given over to Team Young and Turn. But meanwhile, for Team Young and Turn here, you see Teddy has pushed up aggressively onto this B right here, as Mumu will be able to get the lurk kill onto Aya, as Mumu will eventually get traded from Steve, who is also in the mid as well, making it a 4v3, as you see Teddy will, with the deadlock wall, will deny this push out from JDK, who's actually caught in that little back pocket here because of the deadlock wall. Won't be shooting it just to give away the position just yet, but actually has spotted out Teddy's gun, I believe. Oh yeah, definitely has spotted out. Oh, but no, Teddy will still get rid of JDK. Doesn't even matter. So Teddy, for Team Pink Sheep, they absolutely know where Teddy's location is. There we go. Jay will eventually get rid of Teddy, but that's a lot of utility going over for one player. To get rid of one player, as this 2v3 still needs to happen for Team Pink Sheep. As you see, Jay with only 37 health left will be the last remaining member. As Steve, nice little 4K back-to-back headshot, one tap dink. Goodbye. 4K given over to Steve. Makes it 9-2 in favor of Team Young and Turn.
Yep, and I mean, if we're talking ult economy here, it's actually a lot closer than I thought it would be in the ult economy. A lot of Young and Turn are 1 or 2 off away from their ult, but on the other end, there's already 3 ults ready. JDK won't have this Rolling Thunder available at all. I think if Mumu gets like a 4K or a 3K in orb, there is an ult available, but I mean, there are 3 really pivotal ults on the side of Pink Sheep at the moment. The Thrash, Cosmic Divide, that's still looking to be used, and the Showstopper as well. On the other end, you're 1 off 2 actually pretty good ults, the Dimensional Drift and the Annihilation. I want to see if there's any trap plays. I want to see how even Pink Sheep will play against Young and Turn, looking for these orb controls.
The buy for Pink Sheep, because of the round that last round that they lost, is so skewed. Justify actually has the op, so I guess a little homage to Counter-Strike is we have the IGL / Smokes being the one with the op, but we'll see what they can do. The op's the only really significant gun they have. Otherwise, you have 2 sheriffs and a Bucky. Meanwhile, Dimensional Drift will actually spot out Justify. Oh, no, Justify gets the first pick on the Aya. That's actually so huge. That's their top frag down for the moment here. And ooh, JDK with a nice little sheriff headshot onto Teddy. Gets rid of it, but ooh, Steve exiting the Dimensional Drift will get rid of Justify in the meanwhile too. Paulo is able to get rid of JDK, so that's B site now. After a couple of casualties, will be given over to Team Unintern as the spike has been planted. Moon's the first one here with that stinger for the retake at the moment. As you see, Jay's waiting for the rest as well. And looks like with Blue, they're gonna opt for the Thrash here as Thrash will be able to locate a member back site, but no one's detained, and Paulo gets rid of Jay with the showstopper. Blue, blinded, gets rid of the headshot here, but Steve and Keanu will be able to clean it up and make it 10-2 in favor of Team Unintern as we enter the second half of game 1.
Yeah, wonderful recovery from inside of Young and Turn, I will say. And also just having those flashes by Kiana at the end there just secures things down as well. And even baiting out the showstopper out of Jay as well is really, really good. And now, when we're coming into this half, I want to see, right? This is a very pivotal pistol round if you're the side of Pink Sheep, right? It's a 210 deficit. You're looking for a pistol at the very least, unless we see like, unless we see a loss of the pistol and we see like a very weird round second, like, you know, for second round. Because a lot of like tournaments I've seen before and like these like levels and like these events, there's a lot of 3Ds that happen. On a map like this, I don't think I'll see it as much, but I want to see how this pistol goes, because this pistol should tell the rest of this map.
Yeah, you see Steve's playing aggressive here, and we'll get punished for it as Jay will find the first pick on the Steve as Team Pink Sheep's opting for this A site take here. You see Aya is playing just default backside here, and here's a lot of members of Team Pink Sheep coming over here for this elbow here, but it's only just Aya for the moment. As you see, Paulo is actually smoked off from that A elbow here, from that A short, as you see right here. Aya will go down as Jay will find a nice little double kill on the exit here, and Spike will get planted here as Keanu's gonna push through the Cypher smoke. Will go down to Moo, who reacts in time. See Teddy here is trying to hope to get a trade out here as Teddy will find one. JDK is going to go down here. Teddy almost gets another kill onto Jay, but Jay gets rid of Teddy, and Blue finds the last kill to make the pistol round for the second half go over in favor of Team Pink Sheep.
Yeah, and if you care about pistol records, it's 1-1 in this game so far. This is only, you know, this is only map 1, so we'll see how map 2 does go in terms of pistol rounds. But that's a huge round if you're on the side of Pink Sheep. I want to see in this round, like, will they try to make someone farm these ults? Jay has enough money to go Phantom in full armor, so they're banking on this bonus round being theirs as well, which I love a lot. They also have JDK with Phantom half armor instead, and I mean, against classics and region shields available, this actually could be a really good. This should be a round win for Pink Sheep. Let me not curse anything. But as I say that, Young and Turn are already understanding how to kind of play this eco buy.
This is interesting though, because you see for Team Pink Sheep, they made a lot of noise on the B, which is causing some of the members of Team Young Turn to rotate towards the B, but because they haven't actually executed out and instead they're just trying to call for a fake here for Young Turn, it actually has gone in a little bit against Team Pink Sheep, because it caused Kiana initially to rotate over off the initial sound, but now, because there hasn't been any more audio information since, Kiana's staying on the A site here. In the meanwhile, though, for Team Pink Sheep, you see JDK leading the way with the Phantom here. We get a pick, and nice little headshot onto Aya, who's caught jump peeking that mid, as you see here, though. Ooh, Blue, nice little kill onto Kiana, who was also spotted trying to peek for the A main. So because of that, A site's now given completely over to Team Pink Sheep. You see Wingman gonna be playing the spike here as JDK playing aggressive here with the Phantom, as the flash from Steve will come out and get rid of JDK. That's actually huge. That's a Phantom going over. And you see Teddy with the said Phantom will find another kill onto Blue. Makes it 3v3. Bullet spray is coming out for the moment. Yep, and Justify will get rid of Steve through the smoke. Jay also gets rid of Paulo through the smoke as well. And now it's just Teddy with that stolen Phantom trying to make something happen here. Will not be able to get anything more, as Jay will find a nice little double kill to make it 4-10 in favor of Team Pink Sheep. Got a little bit scary though there right now, towards the mid round there.
Yeah, I think the idea is there, right, for JDK. I wish it was just a longer angle, obviously. I think just like that smoke from Justin is really good because it forces, you know, the use of Teddy's grab net and even Steve's flash as well. If I think JDK just literally went towards site and just held the long angle, that would have been a lot better. Unfortunately, right, you know, the classic kills come through, numbers together with classics is really, really strong. But nonetheless, right, really good team recovery. You're going to this round full guns versus full guns. So this is pivotal. They're looking to win this bonus round 1000%.
Yeah, Teddy saw his flash, his life flash before his eyes there as he peeked B main here, and will actually get stunned from the breach as well. But the boom bot actually doesn't spot it here. Bullets will spray through as Teddy just watches Steve get black through the smoke. And oh my god, Blue actually gets a nice little double kill as finds Teddy in that corner, stuck in the corner there too. So very quickly it's becoming a 5v3 in favor of Team Pink Sheep. You see Kiana here play for the retake by peeking this marquee here, hoping to pick out, remember, maybe Jay here, as Jay has been spotted, and Jay's now stuck in this corner here. Meanwhile, Aya for Team Uninterred leading the charge on this retake here as Paulo's close behind. As Jay will actually get rid of Kiana here, so the last two remaining members have been hurt out here. Ooh, Jay will go down to Paulo eventually here. Or sorry, excuse me, Aya. Aya will find a double kill. Mumu will get rid of Paulo. It's now a 1v3. It's just Aya to make something happen here. Aya will push aggressive. Aya will not find the last kill here as JDK will get rid of Aya to make it 5-10. And so we are starting to see Pink Sheep now 3 rounds in a row right now start to develop some sort of econ here as we see for Team Young and Turn. That was their force round or their buy round. Now they're going to be saving for at least this round here, although I might be thinking otherwise. Okay, no, never mind. I will instead just be opting for the sheriff.
Yeah, it seems like it's gonna be a Shiko buy. But yeah, from the previous round, I was gonna say in that second round with JDK dying and I think losing 2 players on the side of Pink Sheep, that wasn't really like the most optimal, just because, right? I think it was like 2 Bulldogs, 2 Phantoms. So realistically, I think it was Blue had the Stinger, could be the only one that died. But I will say, at least recovering the Phantoms is better than just having 2 Bulldogs and a Phantom, because then the rest of the team can just buy up. I mean, you can see the money on the side of Pink Sheep. It's, I mean, Mumu's at almost 6K. Same thing with Justin. Blue, once they do buy, unfortunately, will be like really low on money. I think close to like just under 1,000. And that's not even including utility. But we can probably see a drop come in, right? There's no way there's not a drop come in. On the other end, it's a Shiko buy. It's full sheriffs. We're going to see the half armors. So they're looking to try to, I wouldn't say look like to do many things individualistic, but I mean, there's people with escape card. I think I should say people. The Yoru has an escape card, you know, toss to the TP, can just go for a sheriff kill or at least try to go for a sheriff peek and then just TP out just in case. But the buys on the side of Pink Sheep are going to be these full armors. And I mean, the sheriffs, what is it, like 3 or 4 body shots if it's full armor, maybe just 3. But I mean, together should be really, really strong. I think, you know, they're doubling up on either end. It seems like Paolo's just going to stick around mid and maybe be the rotational piece just to fill in any gaps. So I mean, they're looking to win this round out just to get the momentum back. I think while we're in this tech pause, if there wasn't necessarily tech pause, I would just call a timeout here. Obviously, you can't talk strats in the tech pause. You kind of just have to sit there and like wait for things to get fixed. But I mean, heading into it, I mean, a timeout to even ice the enemies could be really well because the momentum is now shifting, right? It's 1-1 in the pistol. Right. They've won 3 in a row. Jay is 1 off the showstopper as well, and you have a thrash in this 4th round. I mean, I think this thrash using the thrash pretty early, like within these 6 rounds, would be very, very valuable, just because you probably will build it up again. So I want to see when this gets used. I'm gonna assume it's not this round, just because, you know, you don't necessarily need it. Just because you're running double initiator, you can just super flash. But what I want to see out of both breaches is like this like breach tech of like you throw your aftershock in like a pocket where it's like kind of out in the open, but then you throw your flash through it. I haven't seen that a lot, and I learned that tech, and I think that it's just such a strong piece of utility because those people will run from the aftershock and try to hold the angle and, you know, flash through, boom, like you guarantee blind someone. Or you can just pair the flash with the gecko with the gecko dizzy, and I think that'd be super valuable as well, because I think these site takes are going to be so strong. Double initiator in any sense when you're on attack side is just strong as a whole.
Yeah, something to note too here though is the fact that even though it is a eco buy here for Team Young and Turn, Aya is 1 away from his ult. So if I is able to get the pick, or even just maybe, you know, wants to play aggressive and go for an orb take here, all it takes is, you know, one death from Team Pink Sheep giving over a very significant rifle to Aya, and then Aya, you know, if Aya's confident, and I mean, so far it looks like Aya's very, very confident with the 16-11 scoreline, goes for the ult, grabs another person, all of a sudden now what, 5v3, and then that's 2 guns handed over. So if you're Team Pink Sheep, definitely make sure that even though this should be a, you know, on paper, this should be a round that is given over to you, given the fact that you know that it's only just going to be sheriffs, you know, at worst for Team Young and Turnt. But if you're Team Pink Sheep, got to make sure don't let any lurks, you know, pick off a member, or don't have a lurking member here and just give away a gun over to Team Young and Turnt. So looking to see how this round will play out. It's a pretty significant round here, as the ready checks will be coming out here for those tech pods to end shortly. We'll see what that is. Also note here, though, too, is that Blue does have Thrash available for the side of Team Pink Sheep, and Jay's also one away from the showstopper, so this could be a round that gets out of hand very, very quick here. And we see the tech pause come off, so the round will resume shortly as we get close to the end of the bye phase for round 16 of game 1 of the Brownie Foul Impact Grand Finals between Team Pink Sheep and Young and Turnt. 10 seconds left in the buys. You see for Team Pink Sheep going for the all 5A main. Blue's already prepping the Thrasher. We might see an immediate Thrash. In the meanwhile, though, Steve with Kiana here, trying to defend for the moment here. The stun will catch out Steve, who does get the TP off, not before getting a little bit hurt. The elbow has been cleared with that Thrash here, as Steve's been also flashed. An aftershock in the backside will get rid of Steve. Teddy 1Ds JDK, but not before Justify is there to get the trade back. Kiana gets the kill onto Jay as well, makes it a 3v3, and Aya gets rid of Mumu, and guess what? That's an ulti coming over. That's the ulti coming over. The ulti's gonna come out. No, maybe. Oh, sorry, it's a 1v1 because Justify gets rid of Kiana, and so because of that, the Yoru not coming. Oh, sorry, not Yoru. The ISO doesn't come out, and Justify gets rid of a triple kill onto Aya, and it's a clutch for Justify to make it 6-10. That round was going, it was going so much in each team's favor, just back and forth like a pendulum swing here. But at the end of it, Justify comes out on top to make it 6-10 in favor of Team Pink Sheep.
Yeah, it got really, really close. I mean, I will say that ISO shield is just too strong. I mean, if you have someone like Aya aiming, just absolutely aiming with that sheriff, that's so good. Just because you know the momentum is there, or not the momentum, you know they're feeling it. I mean, these rounds are really close. The good news is, I mean, the money's so good, right? Jay still has a showstopper and a judge available. We'll probably see that here, but I mean, in counter, right? It's Aya or, you know, even Teddy with either of their ults, just to, you know, pick out that raise, or maybe even just find someone else all of a sudden.
Yeah, what you see here, though, for Team Pink Sheep, showstopper does come out for this B site take here, is just really, really quickly going for backside just to take some space here. But the showstopper will not find anyone here, as the breach stun actually caught Aya initially, but able to get out towards the Boba, as this retake is very quickly starting to go underway here for Team Young and Turnt. See, ISO Volney comes out here as Jay with a Judge is stuck in the corner for the moment. Deadlock Annihilation comes out. Jay finds Jay finds 3. JDK gets rid of Steve as well. It's just Aya to make something happen here in a 1v3. Starts off well with the kill onto JDK, but can Aya get more? Aya finds 2. Almost gets Jay, but Jay with that little 4K with the Phantom pickup. 4K for Jay makes it 7-10. And for both teams right now, it seems like the storyline on the attack, dominant for both teams on the attack.
Yeah, and now you have JDK's Rolling Thunder available as well. I mean, these rounds can just be taken with conviction. I mean, shout out to Jay as well, just for having the judge there too, and just sitting in that smoke and having all of Young and Turnt basically walk into a judge. I mean, it's brutal if you're playing against someone like Jay in that round. And even better since you force the Annihilation out as well, because Young and Turnt want to win that round, obviously. But it's unfortunate it goes that way. You're back to Sheriffs now, you're back to half armors, and it just looks like it might just be a solid B hit from Pink Sheep unless they go for maybe some rehit. The Pinks look like they understand someone's probably flanking.
Yeah, you saw Teddy there for Team Young turn, peeks immediately and throws at the deadlock wall, which, you know, gets spotted out, and he got shot at, but able to get out without even taking a single bit of damage there, as deadlock wall has been destroyed from Team Pink Sheep. But yeah, like you pointed out right now, for Pink Sheep, they're not opting to take B just yet. Okay, here comes the Rolling Thunder, which will stun Teddy, but Teddy's caught in the smoke there, so won't die just yet. But oh my god, you see the damage coming out here, or at least the clove volley coming out here for Paulo here, as Teddy will get rid of Blue, who was caught on the run out towards that B main. Oh my god, everyone's all of a sudden died for Team Pink Sheep. What just happened? 4 people just died back to back, and oh my god, Justinfly is down to 1 health here. I think Steve wallbang dinked Justinfly, and Justinfly will be able to get rid of Aya, who would, you know, with the ISO ulti wanted to confirm Justinfly's death, but in the span of 3 seconds, I think 4 members of Team Yun Turn got, I think, 4 sheriff kills. I'm gonna need to see the replay there, but all of a sudden, it went from all 5 members of Pink Sheep to 1 member left in the span of about 2 seconds. Everyone on Team Yun Turn found their mark.
Yeah, I mean, pivotal round 2, because this was the round where you're not necessarily looking to win it. I mean, with the sheriffs, obviously there's the confidence there, but you're chipping away at the really strong economy of Pink Sheep. I mean, look at it. This round, every team member of Pink Sheep is under 2.5k. If Young Turn get to swing back and make it 12-7, I mean, the money, I don't think at all will look too strong instead of maybe Jay.
You see, for Team Pink Sheep, off of that round, they've been slowing down the tempo, instead trying to work the mid this time here. Spike's gonna get dropped in the mid for the moment. You see Steve, 14 Yun Turn, peeking on aggressive here. Won't find Blue, as Pink Sheep will lose one of their 2 initiators there on the A main, and Steve will teleport out as a little bit of a reward for his troubles too. Nice little first blood being given over to Steve. And for Team Pink Sheep, despite losing their Gecko, still opted to take space for this mid and hope that an aggressive member from Team Yun Turn will peek out. Jay, though, playing through the B main here, will shoot and try to get rid of Teddy, but the stun, the concuss from those trips from Teddy will deny him that, and you saw there Aya was swinging either way to get the trade at worst, but instead Aya will get the second kill onto Jay. 3v5 left. You see Mumu making noise on the A, has the spike. Justinfly gets rid of Teddy, who was caught trying to peek through the mid here, and no rotations have come out for Team Yun Turn just yet. Asher Wall will come out here as Mumu's gonna take out, but the Aftershock will isolate. Gets rid of Kiana. That's huge. That's very, very huge. Steve, though, gonna push through the smoke here and get rid of Mumu in time. And then, Steve gets a double kill. And that's the spike down. And with 3 seconds left, there's no time left for Team Pink Sheep. As you see, JDK is just gonna opt to try to save this Phantom. And all of a sudden, because of the heroics of Steve, it is now game point here for Team Yun Turn.
Yeah, and you can tell why they picked this map. I mean, they're just really confident on it. I mean, shout out to Steve as well. I mean, playing an unconventional agent on a map like Sunset, you can do a lot of crazy things and just get away with it. With things like that, right? Just pushing the smoke like without really any assistance. I mean, finding the timings and everything. It's unfortunate that someone like Justin or even Mumu wasn't ready for that fight in general, but I mean, shout out to Steve for that. Now you have Dimensional Drift online. On the other end, though, it's a showstopper and neural theft. These are 2 very valuable ults if you find someone overextending, like maybe Steve on the A line somehow, or like going deeper into A main, or even everyone here in Market as Showstopper comes through.
Yeah, Showstopper doesn't find anyone here as Jay leads the way because of the Breach Concuss. This push has been absolutely stopped here as Justify is spotted in the mid here. Does break Aya's shield, so ISO's shield is down. It's pretty significant there as Rolling Thunder comes out from the top of mid to deny this market push. A little bit of awkward Rolling Thunder here as Teddy will get rid of JDK and Paulo will get rid of Blue. So that's 2 members down going for Team Pink Sheep here. It's just a 3v5. Mumu is stuck in a very, very scary corner here as well. 4 members of Team Yun Turn all playing around that B site here, as the market door will actually close from the side of Team Pink Sheep to just reduce the number of angles they have to hold and peek here. Teddy will peek aggressive, will get spot out, will not go down, as the Breach, Aftershock, and Stun will come out. Mumu leads the way. Mumu will go down to Paulo as Jay will find one, but will go down. Paulo has a little triple kill here. It's just Justin Fly left, hoping to make something happen here. We'll give it to Kiana, but on a 1v3 with only 20 seconds left, Justin Fly is going to have to be pushed for time here. Steve will peek. Steve won't be able to get the kill just yet. As Justin Fly gets fully flashed out, rocks out, and right into the arms of Aya, who gets the last kill onto Justin Fly. Yun in turn win game 1, 13-7. In a dominant fashion.
Yeah, it got really like nerve-wracking if you are young in turn, because I mean, what was it, 5 rounds in a row that came up, I think, right? Yeah, 5 rounds in a row, and then young in turn found 1 round on sheriffs, and suddenly everything changed momentum. If you decided Pink Sheep, it's okay, right? I mean, mental reset, you go into map 2, you go into Pearl, this is your map pick now, right? Unless young in turn have some like prep for Pink Sheep, not too sure, right? I wouldn't know. I don't know like how team comms are going. I don't know how the teams are doing in general, right? I'm just here, providing my analysis, providing what's happening. But I mean, shout out to Aya and Steve, both of them, right, on the duelist role, and even like Kiana's flashes as well, playing a very unorthodox comp as a whole. And it's again this story of like very unorthodox comps, leaning towards probably comforts as well, or just like what feels like it could like you could like barely find any real practice on, versus a team comp that will play very fundamentally, that will play that like have set roles and know like each other's strengths. When you head into Pearl now, I want to see what's the next step, right? Like will Young in turn kind of like continue on with this like double duelist comp with the Clove, right? Because I mean, in my opinion, right, Clove is not that strong on Pearl unless you like pair them up with another smokes agent, like like Omen Clove on Lotus that I've like made before as a comp. But I mean, overall, it's just all the small things. I think some of the gunfights like didn't go either team's way sometimes. And if you look at the scoreline, it doesn't look close, but if you look at each round individually, it was close, right? I mean, each round, especially in the first half, got really, really close, and even in the second half got close as well, because the economy on both teams every round didn't look as strong.
No, I think you're absolutely right, but if your team Yun in turn, you like to see that both of your duelists, top of the leaderboard, right? That and actually, it kind of shows the indicative of the playstyle and how the agents are supposed to be played, because you look here, 0 first bloods for Aya despite the top kill line. Instead, 4 first bloods going over to Steve. So the entry from Steve making a lot of presence and getting the picks as needed as well, which allows Aya to just follow up and absolutely mow down the opposition of Team Pink Sheep. It's why both of them are in the top 2. And again, like you were talking about too, just it was absolutely on a knife's edge. I mean, you saw there for Team Pink Sheep, it was, they were gaining a lot of momentum there towards the second half. It was only because of a very heroic, very, very quick retake from Team Yun in turn with that sheriff round, and then into the next round too as well, with a little bit of heroics there to deny the momentum swing from Team Pink Sheep is what caused them to end in the end, because again, the gap at that point was just way too big. You had to basically play almost basically perfect in order to just start the comeback, right, from the I believe it was at the worst an 8-round differential at one point. So because of that, for Pink Sheep, hoping that for this Pearl map, like you're talking about, it's their map pick, so we'll see what they come back here for map 2. But I think with that said, we're gonna wrap it up here, and we're gonna see you guys real soon here for game 2 of the Brownie Val Impact Tournament Grand Finals between Team Pink Sheep and Team Yun in turn. So stick around, folks. We'll be back for game 2.
Yep, we'll see you then.
Welcome back, everyone, to game 2 of the Brownie Val Impact Grand Finals between Team Pink Sheep and Team Yun in turn. I'm your caster, Lubu, here with my co-caster, Elinyar / Raynell. And, well, Raynell, so talking about game 1, what we saw before, Saw a very, very dominant showing from both teams on the attack side, specifically for both teams. At the end of it, Team Yoden turn up and over Team Pink Sheep with a 13-7 scoreline as we head into game 2 right now. What are you hoping to see from both teams here?
We should see much of the same like roles probably, right? I think Young and Turn lean a lot towards double duelist a lot. And usually have solo initiator, you know, they have a smokes player and then they have a sentinel player. And you know, for Pink Sheep, it should be very, very fundamental. It should be kind of like everyone has kind of their roles and ideas, and then they'll just play whatever they'll play what fit for them, what worked for them. And I mean, as you said before, right, Pearl is going to be kind of dependent on these Sentinels, like how Sunset is kind of dependent on these initiators. And as you look at, you know, the past map, right, on Sunset, you can see it's 13-7 in favor of Young and Turn. But if you watched each round individually, it was a lot closer than what the score line says. It just came down to some of the smallest things. The economy wasn't really like stabilized for a good while on either end, except for when Pink Sheep went to the other side, got like what I think it was like 5 in a row, and then all of a sudden Young and Turn had one amazing round of sheriff kills. I think as he's like you reacted to it, it was like 3 kills, like basically one after another in the same second. And then that's how they were that's how Young and Turn were able to close it out. It was their map pick, obviously, and we're heading into Pink Sheep's map pick, which is Pearl. I think Pearl's a very fun map. I think Pearl, you can definitely just like exploit a lot of these rotations. You can exploit a lot of mid here with lurking, but obviously, as you said, Lubu, it is going to be so dependent on, not so dependent, but at least like somewhat kind of, you'll get ideas of how teams will play based on the Sentinel of either end, right? Because you talked about, I think you talked about it was like differences between like playing Killjoy, like how are you setting up as Killjoy, how are you setting up as Cypher? So I mean, if you have any further thoughts on that, like in terms of like, you know, what we should see out of Pearl as well, because I think what we should will see is we might just see some Killjoys. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a Deadlock ran again, but I'm not too sure how I feel about just Deadlock on this map. Outside of post plants, I think.
A hidden tech sentinel that I've been thinking of that I wouldn't be shocked to see either a team play it or not play it, because I think people are still trying to like figure out her role specifically for Pearl, is Vise, because the Vise wall alone, the whole point of Pearl that, you know, is kind of indicative is just the fact that like you need a really fast paced, like can take a lot of space quick entry, right? So either the jet or the rays to be able to take that space, specifically on the A side too, right? I think it's kind of crucial that you have the jet or the rays try to dash on top of, or you know, slash a charge on top of that, the right above where the spike is usually planted on the default, that little, I don't even call it like the little hut or whatever it is, and just to take space and whatnot. And so being able to have the Vise there to just cut off the entry into it is something that it doesn't look like as we head into the agent select that we're going to be seeing, as you see Paulo for Team Young and Turn hovering the Cypher, and Mumu for Team Pink Sheep hovering the KJ, which again, it's not a shock, right? I think in the current meta, they're like the two most picked Sentinels, but we actually see Teddy for Team Young and Turn picking up the Phoenix. Phoenix, one of the new, newly reworked, slightly got an update agents to wear. For people who are not aware, Phoenix's wall can in fact now go through walls, so kind of like a Viper wall, right? You can just toss it through, and all it takes is for him to take one tick of, I guess, the heal, or of him standing within his own flames to cause the heal to start activating. He doesn't actually need to stand within the flames the entire time, so very, very significant too. And the most significant is the fact that for Phoenix, the rechargeable ability for him is no longer his Molly, it is in fact his flash. So Phoenix now needs to buy the Molly off the start and will be given one free flash, and will also be getting a consecutive flash every time he gets 2 kills for an additional charge. So the Phoenix, very, very interesting here. On top of it, you see Steve once again picking the Yoru. So nice little flashes, flash utility coming out here for Team Young and Turn. And because of that, you actually see for Aya, we saw Aya pick the ISO on the game 1 in Sunset, going for the fade this time. Lobbing out here, we have the double Astra mirror matchup here. And for the side of Team Pink Sheep, like you were pointing out right now, we have the double Inishi once again. And this time we have a KO for Blue and JDK on the Sova. But Jay with the jet pick here, so maybe we'll see A little bit of op play coming here for the side of Team Pink Sheep as we are loaded into this pistol round here for the bye phase of Game 2. Brownie Val Grand Finals. Pink Sheep, Yun Turn, won Game 1, up 1 in the best of 3 series. If Yun Turn win this map, that is it, folks. Yun Turn will be your Grand Finals champions. So for Team Pink Sheep, hoping to make this all even up at 1-1 to put us into Game 3 on the cider map on Abyss. 10 seconds left in the bye phase as Team Pink Sheep are opting to look like do kind of a default attack here, which is send 4 players for the B main here. Have the KJ lurk on the side of Team Yun Turn, though. Aggressive on this A push out for Yun Turn. 3 members being committed to that A peak for the moment. As you see, Kiana is going to actually break that KJ turret quickly and will go down to Moo, who's caught on the lurk there. That's huge. That smokes down. Jay also finds Paulo, who was the only sole defender for the moment there on that B defense here, as JDK will find another kill on this Steve. So 3 members now down very, very quickly, going over, 3 kills going over to Team Pink Sheep, as it's now Teddy and Aya to make something happen here in this A or B link here, as Execute comes out. Molly's to deny the push out from that back site here, as bullets will fly, but Justin Fly will get rid of Aya, and JDK double kill onto Teddy to close this out. And that's a flawless right now for Team Pink Sheep.
Yeah, and it's a great start, and you're already establishing certain things if you're the side of Pink Sheep, right? You're establishing that there's probably gonna be a lurk out of Mumu. Mumu's on her like natural role of Killjoy, just because I mean I only would know just because I've played with her in the Drop Deluxe. She's a KJ main by heart. So maybe this is like super comfortability. I don't know about like more recent times where if she's been like flexing over to Cypher a lot more. We saw it in Sunset, or has been learning Cypher as well. But I mean, for Pink Sheep, you're on like true comforts. I mean, you can say the same thing for Young Intern as well. But it's a beautiful start. No matter what, it's a very beautiful start. There's not really much to say like analytically. It's just gunfights were won.
Steve is playing with fire and will be actually rewarded.
Oh my god!
That's a spike! Oh my god! Double right click with the blicky, gets two, and that's a spike down now too. Steve did not get any of the guns there, but that is a momentum swing here. Justified's able to get rid of Steve finally with that Guardian pick. The spike is still down now, finally picked up by Justin Fly, as Justin Fly will get a little bit of damage. Sorry, okay, it looks like it wasn't Justify, it was JDK that picked up the spike. And Justify was able to get a good amount of damage down onto Paulo, who's down to 35 health. But for Team Pink Sheep, because of the double right click amazement from Steve, they're holding out for this B main here. You do see Mumu worried about a flank here, but they're playing this very slow, very slow, as Just Fly. Oh, JDK and Justin Fly together, able to get rid of Aya through the wall. That's a little wallbang headshot. JDK will find 2, gets rid of Paulo. It's now a 2v3. So you see Kiana here gonna peek the CT for a moment, and with the knife out, tries to sneak by, but will get taken out by Mumu, and Justin Fly double kill gets rid of Teddy. I got really scary there for a moment for for Team Pink Sheep at the start of that round right now, but luckily able to, you know, calm, cool, collected, and make it 2-0.
Yeah, and honestly, I think it's okay, just because looking at the replay, right? It's like the pistol that dies and the stinger that dies. You still have your 3 rifles, so it's a very strong round. It's a matter of how you play the round. And on the side of Pink Sheep, they played it perfectly. They took these like longer range fights. Shout out to JDK for that wall being through the pillar, and even the second one onto the street player. I think that was Paulo on street as well in the Cypher. I mean, they're going to this round obviously with those rifles only and some sheriff buys, because I mean, they're countering with like there's 4 rifles on the other end, right? You're looking for econ damage here. You're looking to maybe even win the round. These Guardians so far have been showing their strength, so I would actually be a little bit nervous if you're on the side of Young and Turn.
KO knife comes out. That's a great flash from Steve, but unable to capitalize on it here, as that results to just spamming through the smoke here. Mumu, in the meanwhile, will get rid of Teddy, as Teddy was caught trying to go for a quick little lurk flank there from that A main, but because of that, look at that, because of the pick, the rotation starting to come out for Team Pink Sheep. As you see for Team Yun and Turn, they haven't necessarily committed to the rotation just yet. You see 3 members still hovering around that B mid link area, as Kiana will actually get rid of Blue. Goes down to J, but now that's the information being given over to Team Yun and Turn. As you see, the rotation's now coming far quicker here. Aya already in that art location here as Jay has dashed back sight here and sees Steve. About to peek out from Secret here. Spike will get planted from Mumu, who's caught very, very low and will go down. That's a little Bob Bank headshot from Steve to start this retake here. 3v3. All three remaining members of Team Peak Sheep are actually playing that A main here. Whether or not we can find a retake here as Steve will find one and pushes aggressive. Steve will find another, and that's a nice little triple kill going for Steve. Steve wants more. Aya no will actually get the last kill on the Justified. Nice little wallbang headshot with the Vandal there as Paulo will get the defuse off and make this now 1-2 for Team Yun in turn, able to get the much needed win on their first buy round.
Portal closed.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's off the back of the lurk kill, but it's also on. But this time around, it got turned around off the back of Kiana's opener. I think pushing up A main, trying to find something. Right. I'm not sure. I actually kind of just forgot if Kiana just got hard checked or not. If not, it would have been really cool if we saw like some amazing play to happen where they all just run by. But nonetheless, I mean, Kiana recovered that round, and then just the retake itself was pretty simple. Obviously, I think that win con, if you're on the side of Pink Sheep, is the Sova, is the KO, is the Astra. Just because the utility's there for the post plant, you can kind of play a very, very traditional post plant where you sit back and maybe spam or work off the recon dart or just work off of your general utility. The good news is here in your fourth round, JDK has a Hunter Sphere available. On the other end, though, it is Steve with a Bucky Dimensional Drift. And I can only imagine this will be using the retake. This is a really good shock dart too to take out the Cypher Trip. So now, you know, Paulo has to be wary of this B-long side.
Yeah, the push from Pink Sheep has almost halted without even making any contact just yet. I think the whole goal here is that just trying to buy time for Mumu to lurk on this A main, which may go crazy here. As you see, Kiana has not rotated from the B. Oh, but Mumu spotted him out. Mumu spotted out. It's a fight, and Mumu will actually get on top. Very, very low 11 health, but that's the smokes going out for Pink Sheep, and because of that, or sorry, for Yun in turn, but because of that, Pink Sheep is caught in a slow rotation here for Yun in turn. Because their smokes are down, they're also going to rotate relatively quickly here. You see Mumu's trying to take space here into the yard. Mumu wants more. Mumu's going to look for Aya here. Mumu will not be able to get rid of Aya. Aya gets the nice kill onto Mumu to deny this push, and because of that, look at Steve. Steve's made chaos here in their own spawn for Pink Sheep. Pink Sheep with only 20 seconds left, they're going to be rushing onto this B. They don't have time to rotate or go anywhere else. They have to commit to this B here. And you see Paulo has not rotated over. Paulo, the last member here for Yun in turn for the moment. Jay gets rid of Aya in the meanwhile. But all that Paulo needs to do is the spike planter. That's 4 seconds left. Do they have enough time? I don't know.
I think so.
It's down to seconds. Barely. Oh my god. 0.1 seconds left. 0.1 seconds left for Justify able to get the spike down. Planted. Teddy though gets rid of JDK. It's a 1v2. Justin Fly, full health. Teddy playing with fire there, B-hopping, but only taking a little bit of damage. The information's been given away. They know where Justify's location is. They're gonna stick this defuse here. Steve is gonna stick the defuse, but because of the ball's gonna stop it. Justify finds one! Justify finds one! 1v1! It's half, the spike is half defuse! Justify doesn't know this! Steve gets the blitz! He gets the defuse! He gets the defuse! Oh my god, the shots are whiffing! Steve gets rid of Justify as well! What just happened? 2-2! Yun in turn make it all tied up at 2-2! That round was on a knife's edge!
Yeah, and I mean, Mumu got a pivotal kill, right? I think it was what the smokes down on the A side. The issue is just how how positionally Pink Sheep were. They were trying to consider this rotate. I think Steve caused a bit of chaos too as well, pulling out Dimensional Drift really, really early and spotting everyone that caused Pink Sheep to kind of get a little bit nervous on the play call. And with time tuning that, as you said, right, they had to push B. They were forced to go into B. I mean, the good thing was there were no Cypher Tips available. It was only the cam. But it just comes down to the decision making. Calling with conviction is going to be the name of the game here if you're on Pearl.
Yeah, so you see here for the start of Pink Sheep, off of their round loss here. The buy's a little bit scattered. Jay, though, with a great start, gets rid of Steve with that first blood here. We see Aya playing the mid-connector here, is letting them pass. Jay will find a second one. Aya's gonna push through. Whoa, die to JDK with a nice little sheriff headshot. So that's guns going over now to Team Pink Sheep as Teddy's gonna try to get that trade out on the JDK. Will B-hop to jump and just peek it. Spots out JDK in a 1v1. Flash will, or sorry, the molly will go down, but JDK will nice little dap onto Teddy. We'll get rid of him. And Jay, nice little triple kill to end the round on Kiana to make things 3-2 in favor of Pink Sheep. So Pink Sheep, after the last round, chaotic last round, very, very quick, very, very efficient, gets a round win for them.
Yeah, I mean, I was harking on the calling a little bit in the last round, but obviously it was just, you know, time was running down, things get panicky all the time. But I mean, the calling for Pink Sheep in general has been pretty good. In this round, you have a Cosmic Divide, you have a Blaze Storm, you have a Hunter's Fury. I can only assume we're going to see a lot of these for the post plant, outside of the Blaze Storm and maybe the Cosmic Divide as well. And on the other side for Young in turn, it's weak guns and it's an aggressive push towards B main. And I think Pink Sheep do understand this heavily. Alarm bot goes down, you're just looking to hit straight up A.
Yeah, Kiana's gonna run through the smoke and finds JDK. Worried about a second player here, which is the right thing, but the remaining members of Pink Sheep are gonna be running out here for the A main here, and Kiana's in a very scary spot here. Only has the Bucky, but in tandem with the Molly that Teddy just threw, is gonna deny this push out from Team Pink Sheep for just a moment. We'll see what they'll try to do here. I think they're just gonna let this wall expire and then execute very quickly here. And
yeah, I would like to see. Sorry, I would like to see maybe just like throw util somewhere else to bait things. But as I say that, you know, Kidgeo comes through.
Yep, and Astral Wall as well. And Astral Wall as well. So all of a sudden, 2 ults being committed here on the side of Team Pink Sheep to confirm this plan, as Kiana will actually get detained from the lockdown, but because she's in relatively safe spot, will not die due to the effects of the lockdown, as Team Yun in turn will go for this retake here. Look at Teddy's positioning on the flank here, as Team Pink Sheep are actually very hyper aware of the fact that there could be a flank. All 4 members, though, are pushed off here, as Teddy will get spotted out on that flank and will cause some of the members of Team Pink Sheep to look the other way. Meanwhile, Jay pushing for the re-aggression here. We'll got 1, we'll get 2. Mumu gets rid of Teddy on the flank. Blue will find 1, Blue will find 2 to get this round win for make it 4-2 in favor of Pink Sheep. The retake from Yun in turn, unable to get any additional kills outside of that first pick from Kiana onto JDK.
Yeah, it's the 2 J's right now really feeling it in this map. Maybe it's the comfortability. I mean, it's also your map pick too, right, if you're Pink Sheep. So maybe, you know, you go to your map pick, you just feel really good, right? Jay and JDK have been performing really well. And I mean, Blue in that round, performing, getting that nice little double at the end there. That actually granted you a null command. So, I mean, null command to counter maybe the Cypher utility on B could be a good idea here, though. I mean, we can see Paolo playing pretty far back in that corner. And the trip, I think, should be deep enough to where it'll catch the Cypher, or not Cypher, the KO for sure. Ooh, a little bit risky fight, so risky peaks here.
Yeah, Steve, go to re-aggress here as you see first gets pinged out from the Sova drone, and then also gets pinged out from the KO knife, but won't get pinged out from the recon dart, as you see Teddy will be able to get rid of the recon dart in time. 4 members from Team Yun in turn holding around that B side here. You see Aya playing around the mid, which is the right spidey sense here, because there's 2 members of Jay and Mumu pushing up the mid to just try to get some space for what would seem like an eventual rotation for Pink Sheep. Spike's also there committed, as Jay will get rid of Aya. Will get traded over from Teddy. In the meanwhile, Mumu does get rid of Kiana there on the lurk there, and Blue will be able to get rid of the kill onto Teddy as well. 4v2. Hunter's Fury also came out from JDK just to confirm that kill in the B link here, but look at this. Blue's the only member of Team Pink Sheep at the moment that's going for the site here. Almost, very close, almost died to Steve there, who was trying to catch Blue off guard, but as it stands right now in 4v2, as Steve will get spotted out from the recon dart. Worried about the dugout, as Blue will peek, we'll find 1. Can Blue get another? Blue can get another and make it a triple kill for Blue, as Blue will get rid of Paulo to end the round. 5-2 Pink Sheep.
Yeah, I mean, if you're Pink Sheep, you didn't even need to use the null command as well. Just poked and prod. I mean, shout out to Jay also for the kill on the street. Almost got the double, and I also liked how JDK and I think it was Blue how they worked together with the Hunter's Fury, and then just trying to lock. I forgot who it was, but on the other street player just in the corner forces either walking to Hunter's Fury or walking to a person with a gun. I got really nervous there when Steve was kind of already ready for the A side player, because that would be bombed down. But hey, it's a new round now. That didn't happen. We're on a fresh round. It's actually a variance of a setup here. It's a 3-1-2 or 3-1-1 actually, kind of leaning a 3-2 or 2-1-2. for the side of Young in turn. You might see an Ultimate popped as well.
Yeah, you see Yoda turn off of this half buy, half save, just eco buy for the most part. Don't really have that many guns as Mumu will find one. Justinfly gets rid of Teddy, who is caught up by that null command, and will go down to the Vandal shot. You see in the mid though,
Spike planted.
Paulo and Kiana trying to get rid of Mumu there on that lurk just to grab a gun over in their favor, but Mumu's going to be able to run away with relative safety here. As you see Aya, the only other member of Yoden Turn at the moment, thinking about starting the retake here. We're going to wait for his teammate here is Paulo with the Sheriff in tandem here, but we'll see how this retake goes here. Fade Dog will not
There.
spot out anyone here as JDK will get rid of the first Fade Dog. Exit comes under the way. JDK, nice little back-to-back headshot. The little double kill. It's just Kiana who's playing the lurk here. And with the Bucky, won't be able to get anything here as Justinfly will get rid of Kiana to make it 6-2. A flawless for Team Pink Sheep off of that round.
Yeah, and if I'm Young in turn, yeah, 4 ults. Either call out a timeout here or yep, there it is. Never mind. Call a timeout here or in the next round. I was gonna say, because they're kind of getting messed up by Mumu's lurk. Not only that, right? Jay's finding openings. Everyone on Pink Sheep is finding openings. And when all of your opponents are finding openings, it makes it really tough if you're Young in turn in terms of the confidence, in terms of what you guys want to do next, right? I think this timeout they're gonna look to try to maybe just press the issue, maybe even. With how they're positioned right now, they're kind of leaning A and pinging out mid. I feel like we might see some more aggression here to try to force, like, to split up the lurker and the rest of the team, and maybe to just isolate the lurker. Because when the lurker is down, that's so much map control for the side of not for the side of Pink Sheep, for the side of the defense. Because now you know for a fact that there's no one else to trade them out unless the team tries to reconcile and go to where that lurk was killed. So I can only assume that feels like the plan. You can see the pings too, right? Top mid and in A main, we're definitely going to see a punish of this lurk. And if you're on the side of Pink Sheep, what's the game plan here? Because you know they're probably going to do something about the lurk. What's the adjustment? Do you go for a trap play? Do you try to just stack and try to take a mud brawl in the areas where the lurk has been? I want to see what these rounds are going to look like, just because you're on full guns now. This is a pivotal round. You have 4 ults available if you're on Young in turn, and the only ult you have available is a Blaze Storm, which wouldn't provide much in terms of trying to counter any of these aggressive pushes.
Team Pink Sheep are going to be going for this A main here, which has been heard out from Steve, who's playing very, very aggressive up front here. We'll be able to spot a lot of members of Team Pink Sheep. Has not opted to go for the TP yet. We'll be able to break the Recon Dart. We'll be able to break through the KO knife too. That's actually really, really huge. Allows Steve to play aggressive. As you see, Jay will peek out. Won't be able to get rid of Steve, who is not playing on the backside here. Jay also
Enemy marked.
dashing away. Recon drone will be able to spot out only Steve, as the rotation's been called very, very early from Team Pink Sheep with the spike towards at least the mid here. We'll see whether or not they want to try to retake the A for maybe a split angle here too. Mumu leading the way here on this lurk for the mid. Very, very close to Kiana here.
Big fight.
Very, very close. Kiana spotted out first, but Kiana will go down to Mumu. Mumu able to get the headshot in time to get rid of Kiana, not without taking a lot of damage here. Steve, in the meanwhile, will get rid of JDK on that A main push. The spike's also down too towards the spawn of Team Pink Sheep. Aya will get rid of Run. Paula will get rid of Jay as well. Makes it a 4v2. The last 2 remaining members here of Blue and Justinfly. Blue, very, very low. With the regen shield
30
is around,
seconds
30 health, so one shot here regardless. Justinfly won't be able to get rid of Paulo in time before Paulo gets rid of Blue. Teddy peeks. Teddy will be able to get rid of Justinfly as Team Young in turn have found momentum and have gotten their 3rd round win of the first half.
Yeah, I was going to get really, really hyped here if Mumu got this double, both onto Aya and onto Aya after taking out Kiana, because it's been right now Mumu just poking out a lot of the defense, and unfortunately I think it's just been like Kiana and some Teddy for a good bit of this attack half for them. So like losing out your smokes, losing out even like one of your really, really good duelist players, or at least one of the really good duelist agents as well, is massive inside of Pink Sheep. It's unfortunate though, trades come through, some fights get lost, and now the money's starting to get cut little by little. There's still a buy for like the next 1 or 2 rounds for Pink Sheep, but the more they keep streaking forward, that's a close fight.
Ooh, Teddy almost caught out there, but able to get away in time there as Jay's gonna actually push aggressive, which Teddy's
I don't know about
right there. Teddy's gonna die. Oh my god, wait, I actually saved Teddy. Teddy's gonna re-aggress. Teddy gonna try to get something more there as JDK is caught between rock and hard place. JDK will be able to get rid of Teddy. Oh, sorry, not Teddy. Apollo. Teddy though gets the kill back on the JDK. Very quickly, a 4v2 here as you see Justify pushing through the Astro Smoke. Will come out. We'll be able to get rid of Teddy. But Aya, nice little triple kill. Gets rid of one, gets rid of two. To make it 4-6 in favor of, still in favor of Team Pink Sheep, but for Team Young and Turn, you're building momentum now. Back-to-back round wins for them. Teddy, though, very scary there, but Aya, very quick to get, I believe, was it a mid-air headshot onto Jay?
I think it was a landing one or just before landing, but I mean, Aya may not be a chicken, but is a savior in this round. I mean, wonderful three-piece there. It's a pivotal round. See, I think at this point you need every round you can because you're chipping away at this economy of Pink Sheep. Because this upcoming round, if they do lose this, it's only one last buy. I mean, it is sure a half coming soon. But I mean, Moomoo's lurk as well has been finding so much value. On the other end, though, you have a Nightfall and a Dimensional Drift ready. So I mean, these next couple of rounds are just so pivotal if you're on either end. And even on Pink Sheep's side, Hunter's Fury soon, Cosmic Divide soon, and a fight coming soon up here.
Oh, Steve was caught sleeping a little bit as Moo peeks right into Steve's crosshair, but was Steve!
Oh my!
God, Moo so low. Moo down to 5 health. Almost got punished for that lurk again once more, but able to get rid of get away with her life. In the meanwhile, though, Teddy in this mid here gonna get pushed out from Jay. Teddy flushed one way. We'll get full blind, or we'll full blind Jay, but Jay still gets rid of Teddy right before. The Dimensional Drift is coming out here just to grab some sort of information here as you see Steve making plentiful space here for this flank. As,
what a flash.
Ooh, what a flash indeed as Jay will get rid of Aya, but Moo has to worry about this flank here because Steve, oh my god, Moo gets rid of Steve, JDK gets rid of Paulo. And it's just Kiana now in a 1v5, also trying to flank to maybe get something here. We'll get rid of Moo, so it makes it a 1v4, but Lieutenant Rocket Hard Place is justified. We'll get rid of the last kill. Makes it 7-4 in favor of Team Pink Sheep. And that's all off of just the chaotic start there on the A main between Moo and Steve.
Yeah, I mean, I think
to get her down to 5 health.
Yeah, the turret Steve away too, which I think is the unfortunate part. But when Moo can get these lurk picks, Jay is there to already get up and get some picks of their own, and especially the assistance I think of the KO as well. I mean, Jay and Blue are playing with each other like really well, like with the Initiator Duelist combo, the flash dash in, but just the flash peek in as well. And we're seeing a huge fight.
Ooh, Steve once again pushing the A main. We'll go down to Jay with those Blade Storm knives right here once more. We'll actually go down as he picks up the smoke and we'll die to Kiana. In the meanwhile, Paula finds one. Triple kill. Kiana putting in the work here. Kiana wants a 4K. Gonna reload. Gonna smoke. Spikes down in a very suitable spot here. Is Kiana with a 4K. We'll make it 5-7. Still in the favor of Team Pink Sheep as we head into the start of the second half. But if you're Team Young and Turn, that is exactly what you're hoping for. You're starting off really rough on the early, but able to make it a very close game now as we head into the second half.
Yeah, Kiana taking this round into their own hands. I mean, after getting picked and prodded by Moomoo's lurk all the time, this was wonderful revenge. 5-7, I was wonderful, right? I think this is pretty good, especially with how everything started, right? It was what, like was it 4, 5, 6? It was like a 2-6 deficit for the side of Young and Turn, and they climbed back, made it 5-7. You're pretty happy, but now this pistol round will tell kind of like how these following rounds will go, right? Because these teams are not looking to get thrifted, at least after the pistol.
Alarm bot out.
Absolutely, and as we see the start of the second half underway for Team Pink Sheep, opting for just the default start here. As you see, Justify's actually be early rotating. No, actually, we'll go back towards the A, which is the right call because you see 4 members of Team Young and Turn will be walking up initially towards that AR. You do see that the KJ turret did spot out some of the members and giving away the audio information here. JDK pushing up front will actually also be able to get the visual and the audio notification that they wanted to push for the B link to just grab some more information for Yun and Turn. But Yun and Turn, all 5 members still walking up this A art here. Playing a knife's edge. You see, it's only Blue for the side of Team Pink Sheep playing in that dugout spot here. KO Knife will actually only catch out 2. And oh, the Fade Eye. The Fade Eye has been given away over as Blue will go down. Nice little wall bang headshot from Teddy here. Spike going to be planted here for the A main, surely. As, yep, it looks like II will be the one to plant here. As the retake is underway for Team Pink Sheep. Mumu making contact here. Kiana will actually get rid of JDK here on that art. So now Mumu's got to look 2 different directions here. As Mumu will go down to Kiana. Nice little revenge for Kiana here. As Teddy played aggressive here for the dugout. Or sorry, the secret. We'll find one. Won't be able to find another one there as Justify will get the trade. But not before Steve gets that last kill on a Justify to make it 6-7 for Team Yun and Turn. Team Yun and Turn. You needed the pistol round win. You got it. And all of a sudden now you're only down 1.
Yeah, it was the smallest detail, Lubu. The knife goes too far deep, so Blue assumes, oh, they're holding back, they're playing a little bit more contacty on A, and I think he said it only scanned, what, like 1 or 2 people at most?
Yeah, it's good. Astro and Fade.
Yeah, so, and already, the timing was just in favor of Young in Turn. And the knife just goes a little bit too deep to even like spot 5, which is how Blue falls there and gives the free A side for Young in Turn. If you're talking about pistols, it's 2-2 in pistol rounds. It's all tied up. And it may look all tied up for this map as well pretty soon.
So interesting buy from Jay here. The rest of his team is opted to save. Jay's the only one that actually bought a Marshall at that. Will get spotted out from the Fade Eye here. Tries to make a hero play here, but with all the utility being thrown over, Jay's not long for the world here. No, Kiana will be able to get rid of Jay here as Balo will be able to get the plant down with little resistance here, if at all. You see JDK caught from the stun here. Fade Dog will catch out Blue, who's momentarily blinded here. As for the retake for Team Pink Sheep underway, the KO knife actually not catching out anyone. That aggressive flash from Steve will get him 1. Will get Mumu. JDK though with the frenzy gets the trade back onto Paulo, who's playing that backside of the B. You see, he re-aggress, and all of a sudden Aya gets rid of 1. Kiana gets rid of JDK, and now it's just Justin Fly in a 1v4 who was just working throughout the lurk. Will be able to get rid of Steve, who takes a TP a little bit too aggressively there, but Aya able to get the last kill on the Justin Fly. We are all even up here, 7-7 right now, as we head into the bye phase here for Team Young Turn.
Yeah, and I'm nervous for...
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Sorry. And I'm nervous for Pink Sheep because we heard from Teddy the Outlaw Ring. And if we look at this round, sure, it's regen armors on the side of Pink Sheep, but 3 of them are basically on half armor. So if I'm Teddy here, I'm looking to farm this Outlaw 1000%, farm the ultimate as well, as maybe we see some aggression heading up into this double door. They spot out the alarm bot as well, but this round will be so crucial.
Killed my bot.
Yeah, so the start of this round here, you see once again Young Turn going to be opting for that A art as Teddy with an Outlaw. Gonna peek aggressive. Will not be able to find Mumu, who puts Teddy decently low here. JDK find 1. JDK finds 2. JDK finds 3. How does JDK find 3? Paulo gets the trade back finally, but that's 3 members of Young Turn going down now. Jay wants more. Jay won't be able to find it though, but Blue able to get rid of Teddy on that flank here, and now it's just Paulo. Caught between a rock and a hard place will go down to Mumu, and a very quick round off of the heels of JDK finding not 1, not 2, but a triple kill in the art to make it 8-7 in favor of Team Pink Sheep.
Yeah, I'll stop talking. You need to worry about the Outlaw if you have JDK on your team. I mean, wonderful 3-piece there. It's unfortunate that, Teddy doesn't get the pick onto Mumu on street. But that's a pivotal round to win. I think you need your momentum back. It was 3 in a row originally if you're including the first half at the current moment for the Young in Turn. I mean, Pink Sheep have cut off that momentum now. You're seeing 4 Vandals and full armors, and unfortunately, Paulo's opting for a Sheriff half armor. I'm not sure why. I actually didn't look at the economy from last round, but it could be all just off the back of the reset and, losing out on a player in the second round.
Once again, Young Turn going for a very quiet approach to take some space before they're gonna use that utility towards the A main here, but they're about to make my resistance here. As you see Jay gonna find Steve immediately. Nice little headshot from Jay to start the round. Fade Dog comes out to try to get that, but Aya gets rid of Blue, but not before Jay gets the trade back, and that's the spike being given over for audibly being known. But in that mid art, you saw there for Teddy almost got picked off there, but able to get ready in time. And because of that, though, once again, Yun and Turt, it looks as though they want to try to re-hit this A here and just cutting all the noise to just deny any sort of information being given over to Team Pink Sheep here. It's Mumu holding the art angle here in a very, very tight angle here. Will spot out Teddy. Put a little bit of damage, but that's about it so far. Molly coming out for Mumu. But Jay's in this dugout spot here for Pink Sheep on the A. And has all the information being given over. Ooh, fantastic headshot here for Teddy. Gets rid of Jay. Look at JDK for the art here. It's gonna be a little bit of a timing thing. We'll see if Kiana actually turns right at the right moment. No, Kiana's gonna actually blow the smokes. And because of that, JDK will get rid of Kiana. It's a 3v2 now. But ooh, Teddy even things up at 2-2. Will actually full flash Mumu. Teddy gonna flash once. No, never mind. We'll actually throw out the Phoenix wall, and Mumu gonna have it surely. No, Mumu's just gonna stick. Mumu's gonna stick. Mumu's gonna stick. And it's gonna be the right call. Mumu's gonna stick because of the smoke on the A main from Justin Fly, and because Teddy technically smoked himself off with the Phoenix wall. All of a sudden, Mumu's able to just stick the defuse. Team Yun Turn had no idea that they were going to stick it. They thought it was just going to be a half stick, and then, you know, surely they're going to peek because, you know, why wouldn't you? But no, instead, Team Pink Sheep, they gamble, and it pays off. 9-7 in favor of Team Pink Sheep.
Yeah, and if you're from the pregame interview, I mean, Mumu said basically Justin's they're kind of like best friends. I mean, so the trust is there, but I also think on Young and Turn, the decision making maybe just wasn't too there. Obviously, the smokes were there, so I can't flack on, I can't flack on the A main player not being able to spam out the bomb, especially if there are pings available. But I think just not fast enough on the draw. I mean, the flash was there. Justin was full blind as well. This could have been that round could have gone a 50-50. But I mean, the trust on Mumu to stick the full bomb is spectacular.
Oh my! JDK Guardian ADS headshot onto Steve. That's the first pick going over to Team Pink Sheep. You see Teddy playing the B main here. Hoping to catch one out. As Paulo finds Jay. Mumu though gets the trade back onto Paulo. Trade's being flying, but Teddy gets rid of Justify. That smokes down, going for Pink Sheep.
Revealing area.
And Teddy gonna hide with his own Phoenix wall to deny JDK the information here. We'll be able to get out in the time. Meanwhile, though, Kiana, nice little headshot onto Mumu. As Team Yun and Turn are just picking off members left and right here of Pink Sheep. But this is an interesting little situation that both teams are finding themselves in. B site is completely open, 30 seconds left, but Aya hasn't even taken this art here with the spike. And you see Blue actually is going to be able to get rid of Teddy. Is going to be able to get rid of Teddy. Is going to re-aggress with that flash. We'll be able to call full flash. Aya wants more. Blue wants more. Will back up. Caught from the flank from Kiana. Won't go down. Picks up on operator for God's sake. Meanwhile, Kiana gets rid of JDK with a headshot. And all of a sudden, what was a very, very ugly start here will end up going in the favor of Team Yun and Turn. And I think for sure, Blue's not even going to try for the retake. Instead, going to opt to save the op. Yeah, with only 40 health left, there's no shot that Blue is going to try to retake this A in a 1v2 heroic. Instead, they're going to just try to save the op and give it to, I'm assuming, Jay for the start of the next round. But we can start talking about the analysis right now, right now of that round. And that round, I mean, knife's edge here. Players cashing each other out in 1v1s left and right on the lurks.
Yeah, I mean, I think it all started with Jay falling with the op in hands in art. After that, right, Kiana somehow, I think, not somehow, but just finds like a timing through main. I can only assume just because, you know, the idea is, right, the killjoy retail is probably just set in mid. I think the side of Young and Turn have understood that fully. So that's how Kiana's able to just get the opener through, like walk all the way through A and get the pick in art onto Mumu. And it just gets really chaotic, and it starts to look a little bit individual now. But the individuals are finding the right pockets and the right timings to get those picks on the side of Young and Turn. Honestly, I thought Blue was about to have like a pop-off round too, because I mean those flashes looked beautiful. It's just the shots didn't land, and that's unfortunate. It's always a nice try, but the good news is you recover the top. The bad news is it doesn't look like they're heading Jay's way.
No, not at all. As you see, because of the fact that I believe for Team Yun and Turn, they remember the fact that, hey, Jay had an op, and because of the fact that Blue didn't even try for the retake, they must have the op still. So that's just a little bit of game knowledge that Yun in turn retained in order to head into this next round here. As they, ooh, a little bit of smart play from Yun in turn. Instead of just pushing for the A man and making the noise, well, they make the noise, but instead they're just gonna be farming the orbs here. They know that Team Pink Sheeps are on, at the very minimum, a very weird buy. They have the op, but otherwise it's just a bunch of sheriffs and then also a classic as well from Mumu. But actually, you see right here though, Yun in turn, they're gonna be moving out to this B main here. The dimensional drift, surely. I don't know if Steve saw Justin fly. I don't know, but because of Justin Fly's smokes, you see Steve's making a lot of information being gathered over here, and Justin Fly, no, Justin, they didn't know. Paulo is actually gonna go down to Justin Fly. Justin Fly wants more. Justin Fly will get a double kill. Justin Fly will get a double kill. Can Justin Fly get a 1D? No, he ran, as Aya will be able to get the last kill on a Justin Fly here. 2v2. Steve.
Oh,
the swing. Space there. Oh, JDK down to 20 health. Down to 20 health. Blue wants more. Blue gets rid of Aya, who's caught out there with the spike. But Blue doesn't know about the flank. Blue doesn't know about the flank, and so it's now Teddy. Teddy in a 1v1 with JDK. JDK with the op. Whiffs the off shot. Whiffs the off shot with the wall flick. But Teddy still needs to get the spike. 12 seconds.
Fury.
JDK. Hunter's Fury as well. Gonna bait out the. Oh, bait out the Hunter's Fury. But no, wait, no, Teddy's gonna go push for JDK, but JDK, JDK what's the Hunter's Fury? And all of a sudden, Teddy's able to get the last kill on a JDK. Then it's a clutch, oh my goodness, 9-9 is your score, all tied up. As for Team Yun in turn, they're getting these rounds by a knife's edge. Oh my goodness. JDK didn't track. He got the first tag, but then he couldn't track onto. He had it.
Yeah, I mean, even then, I think as you get closer to the Hunter's Fury, right, it doesn't really move as much. So, I mean, you can beat it, but I mean, that was so good on Teddy to just take the initiative and tank the first hit and just go forward. If we saw JDK maybe just like run even further back, that'd have been, I think that would have gone Pink Sheep's favor. It's unfortunate though. I think you take this round, like, it was really, really close. It's all good. Jay has knives. It's a full gun round basically on either end. The most they have is a neural theft out of Paolo. Paolo maybe finds something and gets the neural theft off. But I mean, Pink Sheep are playing so reserved. They're playing their defense so well. It just comes down to what happens with these execs, what happens to the individuals as well from either end.
Yun in turn, off of that last round, they know it worked. Push up, grab the orbs, play back. That's what we can work with around this eventual mid here, and that's what you're gonna see them do. Is you see Kiana leading the way with Paulo here, but 14 Pink Sheep, they're ready for this. You see, look, JDK has spotted out Paulo. Takes a little bit of damage there onto Paulo, but no kill given over just yet. In the meanwhile, though, Steve pushing up on this B main here wants to catch out a lurking or just an anchoring member of Team Pink Sheep, but left. No one's playing back there in the corner. Justin Fly instead playing the backside here for the right-hand side as Jay with the Blade Storm. Not gonna get caught off from the fade out. In the meanwhile, though, Teddy does find Mumu on that mid anchor here. Jay will find one. Jay unable to get count in time, but 12 seconds left. Gonna be able to get the spike planted. Neural Theft comes out, gets the information. Ian finds one, Ian finds three. Teddy also gets rid of Blue to make it now 10-9 as Yun in turn find their first lead, or first round lead for game 2. 10-9 in favor of Team Yun in turn.
Yeah, I mean, if it wasn't for that previous round, I mean, sure, they would have lost a round, but also the money would have slowly gotten chipped away. Steve has money. Steve is pretty low on money this round, unfortunately. 50 credits to their name. And on the other end, I mean, you have 3 good ults. So these next rounds should be tough for Young in turn. You have a Cosmic Divide, you have a Lockdown, you have a Null Command. On the other end, the most you have is this Run It Back. So there's not much that Young in turn can do outside of just win the gunfights. And, well, gunfight 1.
Yeah, Steve finds the first pick on the J, but JD finds 2. Double Sheriff headshot onto Teddy and to Aya. We'll also get the drone to spot out Steve as well, so they're giving away the location as surely for Team Pink Sheep, they just want to fight for these guns before even going to think about a retake here for the site, as you see Kiana with Paulo and push onto this A here, and because KJ's not in the range here, this KJ turret's actually not going to be activated, and because of that, Kiana, despite planning for the spike, wants to get this pick on the JDK. Is the right call, is the smart call, gets rid of JDK, makes it now a 3v3 all tied up. And look at Steve. Steve wants to defend these two fallen guns here. And because of that, you have a crossfire in the art here. Mumu is going to spot out Kiana. Steve's still playing back here. You see, Blue's playing the secret here, and for Justinfly, going to be flanking Steve here, but there's not going to be much time here for this retake. As you see, Justinfly will drop off, will whiff a couple of shots, but eventually gets rid of Steve. Kiana, though, gets rid of Jay, 2v2. Mumu's very, very low here. They have the guns, but this spike is ticking fast, very, very fast here as Kiana's opting for a crossfire here with Paulo. Paulo gonna run through the smoke. Will go down, not before getting rid of one. Justinfly, though, goes down to a triple kill to Kiana, 11-9 in favor of Team Yun and Turn.
Yeah, and as you said, right, the turret was down. It comes down to just the very minute things. The call, I don't know, right? I don't know. You know, what happens in the team comms, I don't know anything, right? I'm just here to call the game, but I can only assume there wasn't necessarily a call or maybe just like the consistent awareness of that turret being down on A main, which is how JDK gets taken down. JDK gave the team the advantage, but unfortunately, with the turret being down, it does get thrown away. I think it also got really close too, which I really liked, but just because I think the ideas and how and the awareness during the plan going down was really, really good. It's unfortunate it ends that way though. 11-9, Young and Turn up, looking to be a B hit, maybe even a B split.
Jay does a bit of a crossfire here with Steve, but no shots have been landed except for a little bit of damage hit onto Steve, but nothing significant here as both teams still playing around this B main here. As you actually see two members of Yun and Turn are very, very worried about this potential flank here as for Team Pink Sheep, a default setup, all 5 members have not even really moved at all from their initial spots here. Steve will pop the dimensional drift just to get that information. Jay's been spotted. Fade Eye been spotted as well. Jay also knows that Steve is in fact closely by. Spots out Aya. Astral Wall comes out. Steve exits. And the Heaven, Jay will find one, but goes down quickly on a trade from Kiana here. Is Steve playing the B site Heaven here, with the run it back being activated from Teddy. Once more, will not be able to find Mumu, who backs up and tries to push out, but spots out immediately Steve. Steve unable to get the kill either. There's another 1v1. In the meanwhile, Aya finds one. Kiana finds another. Mumu does get rid of Steve, but that's a lot of members going down here. The lockdown is available for Mumu. It will be activated, but it's not the best positioning for this lockdown here. It will force all the members to push out. Doesn't matter though. Kiana will find actually a triple kill on a Justinfly, and I think Kiana is actually going to push aggressive to get rid of the lockdown. In fact, yes, it will. And because of that, it's just Mumu and 1v3. Mumu will go down for the crossfire from Aya. 12-9. This is series point for Team Yun and Turn, up 12-9. If they win this, they are your grand finals champions.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate because look at the money situation. They're forced on guns, right? Like they're gonna go Vandal, or they're gonna go Rifles, sorry. But some of them are opting for half armors. Some of them are probably opting for less utility. So, and there's no ults available. The closest is JDK's Hunter's Fury. So, and there's also, but also, in the better news, there's no ults available on either end except for Aya. Maybe in one, they might be looking to farm some orbs on one of the sides. But this is a pivotal round, not only because you might lose it if you're on the side of Pink Sheep, but if you do win this, that is such a huge momentum swing for Pink Sheep.
Jay pushing aggressive on the A main here. I don't know. Will Jay clear left? Will Jay clear left and will Teddy he clears left another time. Paulo also gets rid of Justify. Teddy wants more. Teddy will find more. Double kill over to Teddy. Blue will go down. A 5v2 very quickly. The hopes and dreams. JDK gets rid of Kiana, so that's the smokes going down for Team Yun and Turn. But Yun and Turn, ooh, wait, Yun and Turn, because of their smokes being picked off, instead of opting for the rotation onto the A, they're making the right call here. 3 members going towards the B. I think Mumu did hear some of the members going towards the B, and Mumu's gonna actually hold back here to get rid of Teddy, and Teddy will go down, makes it 3v2, but a lot of work to be done as for Team Yun and Turn. They know that the KJ was on the flank. JDK pushing the Heaven here. Whoa, will spot out Paulo. Oh, gets Aya very, very low. But do they know about Steve? Does he know about Steve? Oh, Sphere's gonna come in. He's gonna deny it. He's gonna deny it. Steve's gonna get rid of JDK. It's a 1v2, and because Mumu was confused as to whether or not they wanted to go to the art to back up JDK or continue pushing on this flank, instead going to be pushing this flank still. She has to push this flank in a 1v2. Aya's very low, but Steve has control of the heaven. 1v2. The Fade. Whoa, wait. The Fade ulti comes out, so Mumu does know the location of Aya. That's a fake TP coming out now as Mumu gets rid of Aya, but with no time left.
Right now.
And right out of bullets, she has to stick this, and she can't, and so Steve will get rid of Mumu. 13-9 the final score. Team Uninterred have won the grand finals of the Brownie Val Impact. 13-9. Congratulations to Team Uninterred.
Yeah, and with the unorthodox comps beat out, very traditional, very fundamentally good comps as well. Hey, I mean, Young and Turn, they definitely turned up, right? I mean, the first half looked like it was gonna go so in favor of the side of Pink Sheep, especially after losing the pistol round, or not, actually not losing, sorry. Especially after not having the lead at the entire time. Sure, they tied it up, and then they lose a couple back. But the second they had that lead, they just ran away with it. I mean, beautifully played from both teams. And again, it's another thing of, if you look at the scoreline, sure, right? Both teams didn't hit double digits in rounds one, but if you and I watch this over and over again, it didn't feel like a 13-9, right? I mean, each round was so close. It just came down to the wire, or as you say, like a knife's edge every single time.
It really did. I mean, it kind of tells the story too, because if you look at the first blood differentials here, right? If we were to sort it by who got the most of the first bloods, it's actually Team Pink Sheep that got most of the first bloods here. You see that Jay led the way with 6 and Mumu had 5. So they had a lot of the first bloods here, but because of the fact that for the second half here, on the defensive side of things, it did seem like that the first bloods, the difference between the two was that for Team Yun in turn, after getting the first blood, you know, they immediately knew what to do. And for Team Pink Sheep, it seemed that they were, you know, a little bit confused as to whether or not, because of that first pick, is this in fact a hit onto the site that they got the first pick on, or is this going to be a rotate? And the case was 2 whenever that, you know, the mid lurk would get that pick too. And it's all because of the fact, I think, because since Team Yun in turn opted to have Steve on the Yoru once again, if Yoru gets the pick, just because Yoru gets the pick, you don't know if they're going to commit to that site, because for sure Yoru had his, has his TP set up for the other site. So just because he gets the pick doesn't mean they're actually going to commit. You have to be aware of the fact that, hey, you know, he could just TP out, and in fact, the entire team was actually set up on the beat. Stuff like that absolutely, you know, gets into the mind games and the intricacies for Valorant at its best. And for, you know, the other side of things too, for Yun in turn, I think you saw that for, you know, for them on the defensive side of things. Yes, like we saw the fact that Mumu was lurking again and again and again, but how many times did we see specifically for, you know, Yun in turn, despite the fact that whatever they were running, you know, was met with stiff resistance, they kind of still kept to their game plan. A lot of times they would, you know, walk up for defense, and they would actually just commit to, you know, a 4-man A rush on the econ on the going around, or the B main rush and whatnot. But they still kept up the same defensive setup, and I think that also allowed them to understand exactly how Team Pink Sheep wanted to play, you know, their own play style, right? Actually just being able to understand, like, okay, who are the lurks on both teams? Who's likely to be the one to rotate? Who's likely to be the one to anchor? Just getting that sort of in-game information as the game progresses. And because of that too, like, you know, we were seeing just the closest of rounds on that second half. I mean, you know, God forbid we saw again Teddy tanking the Hunter's Fury from JDK on that 1v1 to push it through and get that kill in a must-win round for sure, because that absolutely swung the momentum in favor of Team Yun in turn, I believe, if we were to see that again. But yeah, just a very, very close game back and forth. But at the end of it, Team Yun in turn, down 5-7 at the half, claws up to a 13-9 victory to end the series.
Yeah, and again, I think be all end all. No matter if you win or lose in this tournament, right? This is a charity tournament for APAMSA, especially mark APAMSA, especially donate, you know, everything like that. Like, sure, right? There is a prize pool. There's always, you know, like, everyone is competitive by nature, but be all end all, it is a charity event. So, I mean, the good news is, right, even if you lose grand finals, you still have a consolation prize as well. Because there's always winnings in, there will be winnings in events like these. But I think we're hitting, I think we're hitting our interviews soon with Pink Sheep. We have Justin and Mumu. Hello, both of you. How are you guys feeling? I know, sorry for unfortunate loss, but just want to know how's everything going, making it to grand finals, even just like from practice even to getting here.
Going all right. Kind of sucks to not be able to get it to a map 3, but it's all good. We still had a great time. I enjoyed playing with everybody. I had a great team, so yeah.
Let's get underway first with let's talk about the game 1 here first before we talk about game 2. So game 1 on the Sunset, I believe that was, if I recall, that was Young Turn's map pick. So when you guys found out, hey, map 1 was going to be on Sunset, what was the immediate thought in terms of like how you guys wanted to approach it from the from not your map pick side of things? Because if the audience recalls, you guys had a very, very dominant game back in the group stage, running, I think, quite literally the same comp that you ran for game 1 as well, with the breach and the raise and the cipher.
Yeah. So honestly, our thoughts was we're pretty solid on this map. We thought we knew it'd be a lot harder because they did choose it. They've definitely had better strats, but a big plan was using our breach and gecko util to just take a lot of space fast, and I think we did that. We just, unfortunately, our first game, we were having a little bit of an off day that game.
Okay, and then Mumu, to you for the second half, or for the second game as well, for Pearl. We saw for that first half, you were very, very dominant, specifically in the lurk. You were able to get a lot of the first picks onto, I believe most of the time it was a 1v1 with Kiana and you coming out on top on that A lurk, waiting for Kiana to rotate and then catching her off guard and everything like that. So was the game plan, is that just sort of like a comfort thing for you? Because from what Raynell told everyone, is that KJ is your comfort pick. That is your go-to sentinel. But was that also just sort of like all right, guys, like I'm just gonna lurk. Everyone else have fun. I'm gonna I'll make a play on the other side. If I make the play, then let's go for the rotate. Was that kind of like the vibe going into it, or?
I mean, yeah, definitely on Pearl. For sure, I feel like my lurks are the strongest on that map, and we kind of didn't do any lurking the first game, kind of as like a strat, because I figured the opposing team would expect it, because I did it a lot during scrims. It's kind of what I was known for during scrims. So during Pearl, I definitely wanted to do that. I actually never really played lurking sentinel until Justin, our first day of scrims, was like, I want you to start lurking, pretty much. And I was like, oh, okay, I guess I'm doing this now. So yeah.
Hey, it worked out for the first half for sure. I mean, again, I think you got like, I want to say 4 or 5 first bloods just off of the lurk alone. So good stuff to you.
Thanks.
Right now, any follow-up questions?
Yeah, I'll leave this down to like either or. Maybe the team captain can answer this. So obviously it's unfortunate you guys do lose, but be all and all, right? Charity tournament, charity event. No matter the result, we're raising money for APAMSA. But obviously I need to talk about the game, so I'll make this very, very quick. First Sunset, right? Starts pretty unfortunate, right? Down to 10. You guys win a couple of rounds, like you guys get really, really streaky. If everyone watched this game over and over again, these rounds sure look like 13-7, 13-9, but each round was so close. In these moments, who is kind of the person trying to keep the morale up, or at least like trying to make sure that everyone isn't as down, right? Because I think that's the important part. I think mental plays a big part in this game. So do you have anyone in particular, or is it like a team effort?
I'm not sure. Moo. What would you say to this? I'm pass that off to you.
I feel like it's for the most part a team effort. I think we all like kind of get down on ourselves. I think what yesterday during semifinals, I was not having a good day at all, and the whole team was like, Justin and JDK and everyone was just hyping me up and like, come on, let's get Moo hype, like lock in for our third map. So I really feel like it's just like a whole team effort of like, shake it off, it's okay, like we'll get them next time, it's just a save round, like it's just everyone pretty much.
Okay, that's wonderful to hear. Yeah, I think that's the big thing, right? Even when someone's down, the rest of the team is there to pick you up. And then You guys looked really, really good on Pearl. I mean, especially your attacking half. How much? I'll leave this up. I'll leave this open. How much practice have you guys gotten in general, and especially on Pearl? Because I mean, I will say, everything you guys did on Pearl looked really, really good. It's just all like sometimes the small things go the wrong way. But in general, how much practice do you guys have gotten on maps, or I guess in particular Pearl in this case?
I think we've played Pearl 2 times. One time in scrims where we were up 10-2 on attack, and then we let it get all the way tied back. And as soon as I've said that last time too that we played Pearl, but as soon as that happened, we figured out everything that we like did wrong on defense, and ever since then we just kind of completely switched it up. And this is now our Pearl. So we haven't been playing it too often, but because everybody just bans it, so sad. It's my favorite map. But
For sure.
And I love that map
it,
too.
Yeah, I think it helps that a lot of us just have some history with each other. Like some people have just played with each other, so the synergy, like just going right into it, honestly clicked.
That's great. And then obviously, unfortunate loss, but I'll let you guys get your rest, get what you need to do. I'll start from the bottom up. So we'll go move to Justin. Any shout outs, anything you want to say, anything about like APAMSA, or things like that. Just like, anything that you want to say. We'll start with Moo and go Justin, or other way around.
No, I got Justin first.
Okay, we'll go other way around, and then I'll let you guys go. Justin, any shout outs?
Shout out to everybody. Shout out to JDK, Blue, Jzu, Moo, as well as our great subs, No Novocaine and Oki Caitlin. There was a couple scrims where we had to get them in, and they were just like, "Yeah, we got you." So everybody did great. I appreciate everybody. Shout out to Brown for hosting everything too. Always great playing in Brown's tourneys. I love them. If I have an option, I'll be in the next one too. And yeah, just shout out casters too. You guys are amazing, man. I could never do what you guys do, so I appreciate you guys so much as well. And yeah,
thank you.
To you,
And then Moo, go ahead.
Ditto, yeah, thank you pretty much everyone for putting this on, the admins, the observers, casters, everything. Brown, love that you do these, and I can't wait to participate in the next one. And thank you for everyone who came and watched and rooted on the pink sheep. Sorry we couldn't take it home for y'all, but we appreciate you all so much.
All right. Yeah, unfortunate for the loss, but hey, second place is better than no place at all. Go to get the rest that you guys need. We'll let you guys go. As always, I mean, congrats on making it to grand finals, right? I think grand finals is the hardest thing to even try to get to. The fact that you guys made it here is something you should be proud about, no matter what. And also, even then, it's a charity tournament. We shouldn't be too hard on ourselves. Obviously, people are competitive by nature, but that's besides the point. All right, get your guys' rest. Wonderful talking to you guys. Wonderful interview, as always. And also, thank you, Senshigami, as well, for this interview. Yeah.
GG's to the both of you, Pink Sheep. GG's.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. They absolutely played wonderful. Like, scoreline aside, every round you watch, Luvu looked really, really close.
It was indeed, and I think next up we have, I believe, the entire team of Team Young and Turn here that we'll be getting momentarily. But yeah, I mean, and again, hey, just because the fact that they lost, they still get a nice consolation prize of $50, which, we should have asked them how they're going to spend the 50. Dang.
That is, oh yeah, no, I kind of just forgot.
Yeah, well, maybe they'll let us know, I'm sure. But yeah, what would you do with the $50? Like, I mean, obviously your share, right? Like presumptive share. My thought is immediately boba. My thought immediately.
True. Maybe
it's boba.
Maybe like lunch, like a quick little bite.
Yeah. Just like a nice little
There's like a marketplace that's near me that sells like some like really, really cheap onigiri. Oh my god.
Ooh,
like the spicy tuna
good.
one's kind of fire. Yeah.
There's a place near me that does actually like really good kimbap as well. So like just kimbap with like a nice like little thing of boba. Ooh. All right. Anyways, so enough about food. As we're gonna be getting the winners of Team Yun and Turn here very, very shortly, and here they all are. What is up, Team Yun and Turn? How are you guys feeling off of the W?
Hi. Feeling amazing.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Fantastic. All right, I'll lead things off in terms of the question here, because that was to say the least, a very chaotic 2 games, which I think you guys can agree, or you all can agree. But we'll go first into the game 1 Sunset. That was the team pick of what everyone was, wanting to go to. We'll go top to down in the Discord call to, in terms of giving your answers and everything like that. But specifically, going into the game, what were the vibes like? Were you nervous at all, or was everyone just like calm, cool, collected, and being like, all right, let's just go in there, get the work done, get out, get the dub. We'll start with Aya.
For me, I feel like it was just like another game. So for me going into today, I just felt like I had to get like my mechanics right, just locking in real quick, and then just getting these games done. Because I feel like we have enough talent to like just straight up win.
Gotcha. What about you, Kiana?
Pretty much the same thing. I feel like I didn't want to put like a bad omen on the vibes today, so I didn't think too much of it. I just felt like it was another game we just had to win.
All right, Paulo?
Yeah, I was saying kind of the same thing. I was trying to like, keep my vibes up because I was definitely nervous, but yeah, I agree with what they said.
All right, Steve?
Yeah, I was in the same boat as Paul. A little nervous, can't lie. But
Okay.
towards the end of the games, I was feeling a little better. Yeah.
Okay, and then finally Teddy.
I was thinking about my answer the whole time, and I think the real answer is like, anytime I'm on deadlock, I don't really feel scared. So
I like
I
that.
wasn't scared at all. Talking about this kid's deadlock, I can't lie.
Oh, God.
That's completely fair. I mean,
That wasn't even a joke. I'm so serious.
No, yeah, I mean, you know what? Speaking of though, there was a very specific round that kind of swung in your guys' favor towards the second half of Sunset, which was that thrifty round where I think literally all of you were on sheriffs, right? Literally all of you were on sheriffs. It was on B site. They got the spike down planted, and then within like 3 seconds of the retake, I think 3 of you got 3 separate kills, and all of a sudden it went from like a what was like a 5v5 or like a 4v5 or something like that to like a 4v2, and then very, very quickly a 4v1. And so going specifically into that thrifty round, I don't know, maybe one of you who knows the round, the best out of everyone, I guess, what was the sort of the vibe like? Because that was at that point, up until that point, Team Pink Sheep, they were building momentum, right? I think they won like almost 5-6 in a row of building the econ and everything like that. So it was a constant, like, I guess, trial error on your guys' parts of figuring out what was the what was the defensive game set for that specific round. But I guess again, open question to any of you, specifically, what was like sort of the IGL call, or like just the game plan for that prior round?
I would say the plan for that round was just like we don't have much to work with, so let's just take a shot in the dark and just go for it. So when they came out B, we just gathered ourselves, got collected, and then we just went for it. And then I ended up getting, I think, 2.5 kills, because I think I died in the ISO. Yeah.
Yes.
After I got those 2 kills, I had one person left. It was my priority to look for the guy and ult him so we could close out the round.
Okay, and then let's go into the game 2. I'm gonna hand this off first to Kiana for my question, and then I'll hand it off to Braynell for him to ask. But specific game 2, the first half, we saw for Pink Sheep in terms of the way that they wanted to play the attack. Very much it was a case of 4 members on one side, and then Mumu's lurking. And then not only is Mumu lurking, Mumu's actually getting the kills too. And a lot of the times it seemed like Mumu and Kiana kept finding each other, in the 1v1s more often than not. And because of that too, I guess, you guys are going down at the end of the first half, down 5-7, which was way better than, what was initially, I believe, at one point, I think it was like 1-6 or something like that. So you guys were able to claw back to a 5-7. So, and then all of a sudden, second half, not only did you pop off, I think you at one point, I think you got 2 4Ks. I know for sure you got 1 4K
Yeah.
on the A-man. I know that for a fact. So I guess talk to me about sort of just the mental fortitude that you had to go through, right? Because first half maybe struggling a little bit, second half popping absolutely, popping off and whatnot, and then everything. Yeah, talk to me through that.
the first half, yeah, Mumu was definitely getting kills on me. I think she was kind of like my arch nemesis, like the first half. But like, I was just like, okay, we gotta like work around it. We gotta figure out what we can do better. Maybe like we'll have someone like a Cypher playing mid, so we don't have to hold it anymore. And then like second half, I was just like, you know what? It's really hard for there to be lurks when we're attacking, so we don't have to worry about that. So we just have to try and maybe like burn her util, maybe break the turret or like an alarm bot, and then like get on the site, whatever site we can.
Gotcha. All right, I've hogged up enough of these questions so far. So yeah, right now, if you want to ask any questions.
I'll keep this very, very brief. Okay, I'll leave this open to anyone maybe who came up with the team comp or even just with any ideas. For Sunset, you guys go for a very unorthodox comp. It's like the ISO Yoru, Clove, Breach. I forgot fully, but my main point was the ISO Yoru. Maybe our ISO and Yoru players in that map can answer this, but is it more of a comfort pick, or is it more of like you guys actually thought of this as like a full team and thought like this comp is the one that works for us?
I think it was a little bit of both. Going off of yesterday, I played Reyna, but it was in the back of my mind that I think ISO would be a better pick because from what I've noticed playing these games, it's hard to find fights. So for me, it was better to just go and force the issue and then have the utility to like go and force the issue. So that's why I thought ISO would be a better pick for me.
Okay. Okay, that's great. And
as
then,
as far as my pick for the Yoru pick is just a comfort pick. I'm not gonna say I'm not the greatest on the other duels, but I'm definitely probably like I have to think less about my util on Yoru. So
you know, that's fair. Would you say, Steve, that's the same reason why you also ran Yoru on Pearl as well? Just the comfortability you have on Yoru?
For sure.
Okay, that's wonderful. I'll let anyone answer this as well again. First time out called ever, I think, in this series was on Pearl in the first half when you guys were on defense. Because I mean, you guys definitely got like figured out a lot for a majority of that defense. Even though it was 5-7, not in your favor, it was still it was still getting poked and prodded out a lot. Who is kind of talking in those timeouts, or who is like kind of like leading those timeouts, or trying to figure out like what to do? Is it more of a team thing, or is it like one or two people that really, really know what's going on?
I think it was more of a collaboration between all of us. So we like sort of just collected ourselves and then asked what we should do, and then we just came up with how to basically anti-strat them. So we adjusted after we made the call that they usually sent 4 people to one site, and then they would either re-hit or rotate with one person lurking. So we made the adjustment, and then we started just snowballing rounds.
Nice. Okay, that's wonderful to hear. Yeah, because I mean, I love when timeouts do happen, because then that lets me try to figure out what you guys are doing as well, and I get to see the pings on the map and from either team. So I love watching those happen. I love watching the timeouts go through, especially even like to ice the enemies as well. And I mean, that's all my in-game questions. I'm pretty sure. But in terms of the team, I'll let you all kind of answer this. I mean, we'll start from the bottom up. Teddy to Steve to Paulo, and then up to Kiana and Aya. Every team needs a Celsius. Every team needs a vibes guy, vibes merchant. Everyone needs, like, whenever things go down, someone's here to bring things up. Is that a team thing, or do you guys know the particular person within your guys' squad that is that Celsius?
I think it's Paulo. Probably Paulo. I think he just tends to say like in a very bro way, like, we got this, like, if we like lose the next right. Yeah, he does. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about. Like, it's just like very, it just I don't know, it just feels like that. Paulo's always the one to say something. If I say something like kind of like showing that I'm feeling moderately tilted or something, he'll like say something that might annoy me in the moment, but it's like still like he's trying his best to like diffuse me, I guess.
Yeah, I like that.
It's okay. We're like
Take your
brothers.
time, Bob.
I love it.
Okay, okay.
I love you guys. It's okay. It's okay.
Okay. Yeah, I won't leave you guys here for too long. Just final thing. We'll go to Aya, then Kiana, then Paolo, then Steve, and Teddy. Just any shout outs, right? You know, this is a charity tournament. This is for APAMSA as well. Anyone want to shout out, like whether that be teammates, production, or charity, or anything like that? We'll start with you, Aya. Or even just in general, if you have any shout outs.
Yeah, shout out my friends. They were watching the stream. They were giving us a lot of support and morale. Shout out to Pink Sheep because they gave us a real challenge, actually, because that pro game was really tough to win. But yeah, I think that's all I have.
Okay, and then to Kiana. Any shout outs? Anything you want to think?
I just want to thank all of you, like everyone that was involved in the tourney, admin, everyone, the observers, for just hosting and having us here, and Pink Sheep, of course, for playing a good, well thought out tourney competition. And shout out Suri again. Honestly, Suri is just like my only shout out.
Paolo, you as well? Any shout outs, any thank yous, or even like any charity shout outs? I don't know. Just anything you want to do.
I would like to thank everyone and all the teams here. Honestly, I think everyone had great ideas. It was really fun to play, and also shout out Technologize. That's all I got.
Let's go.
Hey,
Let's go.
hashtag tech.
Steve, your turn. Any shout outs, any thank yous?
Like Miguel said, all the bros watching in the Discord call, so shout out them. Shout out Brown for hosting the tourney. Shout out Surya. Shout out the team, all the teams that played. Yeah.
All right, and then Teddy, final shout outs.
Shout out to all of our friends watching. Lots of emotions. Was getting blown in the air last night. Shout out to Brown. Like, I've only really talked to you a few times, like in passing, in Surya, Discord, or whatnot. But like, I really do like appreciate and see the depth and the effort you guys put in. So like, I really, really appreciate that. I would rip my hair out trying to do that. I really know it's difficult. So I think awesome job, genuinely. And my team. I really appreciate you guys because these are my best friends anyway. Like outside of the tournament, these are just my best friends.
Wow, that's so sweet. All right, well, I mean, thank you guys, and congrats as well. 150 goes to you guys' pockets, however you want to split it. Get you guys' rest. You guys definitely get some rest. Obviously, I think playing in tourneys is super stressful. But yeah, you guys are free to go. Again, thank you, and congrats as well for winning first place, winning the grand finals. Be all end all as well. This is a charity tournament, so I mean, if you feel like it, you can put it into charity if you want to, or even just share the link around for the charity for APAMSA. But yeah, you guys are free to go. Have a wonderful evening or whatever time zone you guys are in.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations once again. $150.
Thank you guys.
Yeah, thank
Let's go.
GG's.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Thank you so much.
No, thank you. And Lubu, let's take a look at that final score, right? I mean, I always say this over and over again. Whenever there's events like these, whenever there's charity tournaments, it doesn't matter like win or lose, right? This is a charity event. We're playing game. We're doing what we love, and then also trying to raise money, right? I mean, we saw a dono from earlier hitting 141. Let's maybe get extra $9 for 150. But as we look at the bracket, I mean, it was the number 2 seeds, Lubu, that made it all the way to grand finals, and then Young in turn comes out on top. I mean. And again, scoreline doesn't really say how the actual game went, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, I mean, the game was so close that you kind of wish that the grand finals was almost like a best of 5, just to see like, ooh, could they come back? But again, best of 5s are just, I mean, that's an immense amount of time and fatigue and whatnot. So obviously, logistical reasons, no, we're not gonna do that. But still, the games were so close. The games were so close, and I am also a little bit sad that we wouldn't be able to see, an Abyss game because. I think I don't know, and someone's gonna correct me maybe, right? But like for the group stage and whatnot, or the playoffs and the semifinals and whatnot, was there a game that was played on Abyss, or did every team shy away from Abyss? Because if every team shied away from Abyss, then I'm a little bit sad because Abyss is it's the new map. Like we can see a little bit of mayhem, right? Like I like it when we see it's not the same thing that we run time and time again on the same map that we run time and time again. It's a little bit of ingenuity, which both teams for this grand finals absolutely brought in terms of the team comps, right? At the very least, we didn't see any of the Valorant 1.0 release maps, right? None of the OG4, right? None of that. And I do want to thank both teams for doing that, because that makes, you know, our casting experience a lot easier, because it's a lot more fun that way, right? When you have to cast a little bit more of the newer maps and whatnot, and then also the picks as well. I mean, you know, God forbid that Steve didn't play anything, you know, other than Yoru, instead played just something completely different, right? Something a little bit more quote unquote meta. Instead, we got handed a treat. We got handed a treat from a bunch of different picks. The breaches, the Yoru, the ISO, geckos and cloves and Astras. So, you know, GG's again to both teams for putting up a fantastic grand finals, irregardless of the scoreline, irregardless of the finish.
Yeah, and I'm here to the grapevine. There was an Abyss semifinals. I also remember seeing it in scrims as well. So there was at least at some point that would be played. But I think that's it for us. I mean, there's like wonderful game. Again, as I always say, this is a charity event. No matter what, people are competitive. It'll happen, but this is a charity event for APAMSA. Actually, APAMSA in chat. Donate what you can, or just spread the link around. I mean, before we throw it to Brown as well, Lubu, anything you want to shout out for like yourself, like even like let's just sell out right now.
I mean, I literally, I wish I was more active on social media. I'm not. I'm really not. Like, I am only on Discord and Valorant. So I guess, you know, you can add my Valorant tag of Runaways Lubu #NA1 like there. That's my thing. Or then I guess you could add me on friends on Discord or anything like that, because I am literally just like, I have a Twitter, but I don't have a Twitter. You know what I mean? Like, I have that, but I don't. And so usually it'll come down to like either the admins of Brownie Val just reaching out to be like, hey, can you shoutcast? And I'll be like, yeah. And otherwise, like, you just will not hear from me. Otherwise, if you aren't like friends with me and everything like that. So I'm a little bit of like a hermit in that regard. But yeah, I mean, again, thank you for Brown for just inviting me to cast again, and not only that, but also being able to cast the grand finals. I'm just super thankful, and then also being able to cast with someone I'm familiar with you right now as well, because we've casted in the past together. It was a blast then, it was a blast here as well. So, you know, just a special shout out to everyone as well, all the admins, the observers, Janice for putting up a fantastic, you know, observation line. I absolutely saw that Janice was reacting to our casting by giving, you know, the audience the POV of what we were seeing as well at times. So fantastic there. A special thank you again to Janice. But yeah, other than that, that's I think that's it for me.
Yeah, I mean, I'll do it myself. You can find me on almost anything as a Lenyar, except for like Twitter and Instagram. Just replace the A in my name with an X, and you'll find me on Twitter and Instagram. I'm even on like stuff like Blue Sky and like Twitch and all that. You can probably, I mean, if you want me, I'm in Discord, feel free to. I don't know if I'll add you back, unfortunately, but yeah. Wonderful tournament. Shout out to all the staff, to all the organizers, to anyone and everyone that's played as well. Not only got the Cassie Lubu, we get to reunite one more time for a grand finals. This is like my third grand finals I've casted in these events as well. I'm not super active on social medias as much as I want to. Like, I'll occasionally stream, I'll occasionally post on Twitter, I'll occasionally post on Instagram. That's a lie. But yeah, I mean, Again, thank you to everyone. Thank you to APAMSA. Thank you to Senchigami. Thank you to Draw of History. Thank you to anyone and everyone. Thank you to people who have made the graphics, to the videos, to just about anything and everything in and around, in the foreground and in the background. And I mean, before I send you guys off, right, thank you to Lubu as well for, again, one more time, thank you to Lubu for being my co-caster. I'm a Lenyar. This is Lubu as well. Make sure you smile brighter than you did yesterday. And we'll pass it over to Brown, I'm pretty sure.
Okay, thank you so much, casters. Y'all can go to bed now. Oh, you go. Y'all are muted now, so you can leave. Okay, so they're saying right now they got coffee and they got homework to do, so they are definitely leaving. Oh, should I just unmute them? Y'all want to say what you're doing next? What are y'all doing next?
I'm literally gonna queue comp. I'm gonna queue.
Oh, you're queuing comp. I thought you were gonna say
I'm
coffee.
queuing comp. No. Yeah, I'm gonna queue comp.
Yeah, I'm gonna grind out some homework. I'm gonna make some bracelets. That's all I'm doing.
All right, well, enjoy that and then go to bed.
Yeah.
All right, thank you, casters.
Thank you, Brown, once again.
Of course. Okay, and welcome back here to the Turtle booth. It's me, Browntul. So, what a result that we had. You take a final look at the schedule, and I shall give my thoughts on it. I think that the young and turned, oh so young, but they really turned it up. They were the number 2 seed. You know, they had that one loss in their group, but they were able to fight a very tough opponent and want to get Knights, probably one of the fantastic semifinal series that we've had in Brownie Val. And then going to the grand finals in prime time, the very classic 6 p.m. start time for Brownie Val, where all of us get to watch some nighttime Valorant. They were able to go up against the Brownie Val regulars and Pink Sheep. Actually, let me tell you this, both of these teams have Brownie Val regulars in them, so it was only fitting that we had a finals with some Brownie Val legends, and we had some really close matches, right? As Elyar said earlier, the 13-7, right? 13-9 doesn't really feel like that. Like, there were so many rounds that were close. Right? You thought the round was over, and then Kiana shows up and gets a 3K. You thought the round was over, then JDK comes in with the Sheriff and destroys 3 as well. You just never knew what would happen as the games went. So I want to thank all these teams for a fantastic grand finals and honestly a fantastic set of games. And I want to be able to thank everyone else as well. So I kind of hope this works because I did not plan a visual, but I do have, let's see, I can bring this up here. I got a window capture of this. Oh, it's okay. It's off the screen, but we'll. There we go. Squeeze. Beautiful. Okay, so there we have it. This is all the staff and talent that has helped us the last 2 weekends. So thank you to me, the organizer. Thank you to Nuna, Wasabi, Amber, and Kai, the event admins, and you'll hear from them in a couple moments. Thank you to Emery, Eldon, and Janice, our observers. And also today, we were able to get the service of Polar for the exhibition game. So thank you to all 4 observers. Shout out to Minty. She played very well in the tournament, and she made so many flyers for me. I am not creative, but she is. And she made so many flyers, honestly. So big shout out, much love to Minty. She had said that she has always wanted to help with Brownie Val. The only regret is I think I overworked her. So I'm sorry. I will not overwork a Minty. Maybe y'all can help with flyers too. But also the videos. Usually I work on the videos. It's so much work. But shout out to Hanny and Mercy for taking the load on that. They made some wonderful videos, and they are available on YouTube. youtube.com/@BrowntulStar. And the casters, you heard them. Elyar, Lash, Lubu, Mumu, Motosonic, Multitudes, and Twan. So we have a mix of veteran casters, those especially in Brownie Val, and we had a couple of new ones. And we always have to shout out broadcast.gg for letting some casters to us, especially when it is hard to get casters sometimes. So we had a couple of people from there that were able to help out. We do have some feedback forums that will come out probably tomorrow. So if you are a player, keep a lookout for that and give them some good feedback because these casters really want to work on their craft. Same with the observers and the editors and all the flyers. But honestly, here, whatever with the metrics, I just think I'm blessed to be able to work with all these wonderful people. And the goal of Brownie Val isn't to be the very best event ever. There are so many other tournaments you can join with so many more people and so many more signups and so much bigger clout and things like that. I always say that I started Brownie Val because I feel like it would be so cool if these small communities can join forces and play in a production that feels like they're in VCT. And I hope that I delivered on that promise by showing you this great production and to have all you be able to support your friends. The stars of the show are the players. That is always going to be the number one thing here at Brownie Val. Okay, now we're hitting the point where it is the end. So I am going to show the interview room presented by Senchigami. And here I have the 3 admins that were a part of this whole thing. From left to right, we have Kai and Nuna and Wasabi. So a tradition that we have here, as you heard the casters give their thank yous to everyone and give shout outs, I always give an opportunity to whoever is still here from the staff to give their own shout outs as well, and just have the time to be able to promote themselves and be thankful to everyone. So before we begin, I do want to give some words in place of Amber, who is working very hard right now. IRL work is important. Amber has expressed to me how much she loved being a part of this program. In the first weekend during the round robin, she met so many wonderful people. She has helped with the observing in the past as well. So Amber has been able to touch a lot of things in this tournament series, and to be able to be an admin and work with these wonderful ladies here, as well as meet all of you players, has been such an honor for her. So she would like to share her thanks to all of you. Okay, and now we will go to Kai. And Kai, thank you again. You have been here for a long time and have helped me in a lot of these tournaments. The floor is yours.
You, Brown, because I always love adminning for you. I've admin for you, obviously, a couple times now, and each time is a very unique and interesting and especially fun experience. I've learned that I love being a tournament admin. I definitely want to explore that some more in the future, so please keep me on your team. I love it here. Also, I just want to say thank you so much to Nuna and Wasabi and Amber. You guys are so freaking cool. I've loved working with you guys, and I've loved working with everyone on this team and all the players. You guys are so cool and so funny. And yeah, so thank you so much for allowing me to admin for you and letting me on your team.
All right, thank you, Kai. And I know that everyone here loves your energy and loves your vibes, and that the teams seem to have liked you a lot being in the cause. It's almost like you're on the journey with them. So that is some good thoughts from them. It shows how much your personality really resonates to them. So thank you, Kai. Okay, now Nuna is the head admin this time around. So you know that we rarely cycle through head admins. This was a little new territory for me. I had no head admin going in, and I knew that this pick was going to be really important on the success of the Brownie Val Impact tournament. But Nuna, I think, has exceeded my expectations on this. There's been a lot of things that have been thrown on her that may not have been part of the job description, but she took it in stride. She has always been very encouraging of me and encouraging of everyone. And you all know her. I mean, she's just an amazing person to be around. So, Nuna, thank you again for all your help, and the floor is yours.
Well, how do I follow that? Well, first off, thank you, Brown, for having me be a part of this amazing event. I still am extremely blown away by just how professional and amazing production was. And, you know, seeing it from behind the scenes was one thing, but also watching back the VODs and seeing it from the viewer standpoints and everyone in chat is just, it really does blow my mind with how just amazing it looks. And I hope everybody does see the hard work that you've put into this and made it, you know, absolutely amazing and so entertaining to watch. And then big shout outs to my fellow admins, Kai, Wasabi, and Amber, for getting through these 2 weeks together and having to go through all of the meetings and basically retaining everything that Brown wants us to do and taking it in stride and grace and just being so fun to be around and making these 2 weekends so much more fun. And I hope to be a part of more events, so we shall see. But yeah, proud to be here and really, really happy and proud of how everything turned out.
All right, thank you, Nuna. And I'm sure everyone in chat is saying thank you, Nuna, W Nuna, because by the way, Nuna did host her first tournament before she became head admin. So that kind of goes crazy, huh? Life comes at you fast. But
I know, right?
I think with the knowledge that she gained here, I mean, this interview is presented by Senchigami. I heard that there might be something else happening. Eyeball emoji. I'm sure that she'll take a lot of this knowledge here and apply it to the next tournament. So keep an eye out for on that. That might be every team's next chapter here. Okay, and now the last person on the very right, the one wearing a very brown hat. It's the one and only Wasabi. So I had not known who Wasabi is before the admin stuff. All I knew is that we were looking for admins. And by the way, you're getting a theme here. Have been looking for admins and casters and observers. So if you like the production, you should apply to the next one and follow us on social media. But Wasabi heard about it, and we were like, okay, Wasabi, you want to be an admin? So we went through the interview, and then Wasabi had so much energy. And we were just talking about all sorts of things, and we talked about Blackpink, and then, yeah, it was sold. So, Wasabi is very real with me, and very real with everyone. When there are things to enforce, she can do that, but she also is a very good personality. Everyone really liked being around her, and I certainly did. So, Wasabi, thank you very much. Floor is yours.
No, yeah, Brown, thank you. Again, like, this was kind of one of the first, like, big tournaments. I did help out with adminning a tournament before this, which was Nuna's tournament. But, like, just thank you so much for just giving me this chance. And again, it's like everybody has said, like, the production value, I'm still just amazed at, like, how big of an IT whiz you are, because everything just, like, flowed so well. And I had so much fun these past 2 weekends with the other admins, Kai, Amber, Nuna. Thank you guys, and thank you so much to all the players. This was a lot of fun, and I actually really liked adminning. Except for maybe not so much the tech pauses, because you guys freaked me out with the tech pauses a little bit. But we got through it. But yeah, Brown, thank you so much, and thank you everyone who was a part of this, both staff and players. This was great to be a part of as an admin. So thank you.
All right, thank you, Wasabi. And yes, as you heard, some things can be learned. We follow some policies, and sometimes people freak out because they're like different than what they're used to. So there's a lot of different things that we try. And once again, Brownie Val is such a learner area. It's a learners group. We have new casters, new observers, some returning, even the admins, right? Basically everyone was new except for Kai. So with all of that, there's always things to learn, and y'all are free to message me if you have some feedback that you'd like to give me. Or you can wait for the feedback form if you're a player. That comes out tomorrow morning. So let's keep a lookout for that. But I sit through this whole thing and I'm like, okay, there are some things that we could fill in the gaps for, or maybe things where people are excited to be a part of now that they've seen how it goes. I just hope that whenever the next Brownie Vote is, I can give that opportunity and y'all can learn from being a part of this program and take it to the next event that you all might work on or host, or maybe you just go into another tournament and be like, wow, these are some things that I've never thought about, but now I know. So all in all, this event's not possible without these admins. So thank you all so very much. Oh, you know who I didn't shout out yet? This person is brand new to our team for this weekend. She really wanted to help us out. It's the one and only Katie. So shout out to Katie. She basically helped me figure out my audio problems that I was having early on in the tournament. So she was literally there to listen along. And I was like, you know what? Be chat mod too. So without her, it would be a little bit harder to do all this stuff. Thank you to Katie for always being so supportive of me, not just as a player, but as a wonderful friend. Okay, so I guess that's it, huh? It is the end. I think you are supposed to make me cry, but I did not. And Brown does not cry on these things ever. So mission accomplished for Brown. And I don't think there's anything else to talk about. Is there anything else, admins?
No, I think you're good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
W tourney.
W
Thank you so much,
tourney.
Brown.
Now it's time to retire. Now we'll never host a tourney again. I'll just lay down. My next chapter.
No. The next one would be who wins the next tourney, Brown. That's the real question.
See you next year. I can make that joke.
Get the band back together already.
We'll see what happens. I mean, my birthday month is coming up, and I do these Rowdy Val mini events, but we'll see what happens. Obviously, you want to try new things. Wasabi mentioned I was an IT person, but I'm unemployed, which means I'm not a good IT person. So maybe someone should change that.
You're an amazing IT person.
Someone hire Brown because
please give me a job.
He knows how to do stuff.
Actually, Brown, if you want, let me look. I might have an opening somewhere.
That might be interesting.
Check your DMs.
That might
later.
be interesting, please. Yeah, because if I don't get a job, then this is actually the last Brownie Val. So please help me. I've been actively searching and trying to figure that out. Give me a job. Look at it. This is my portfolio right here. Give me a job. I can code. I have people that have seen me code this stuff. Please help me. Okay, that's it. Enough about me, enough about all of this. Congrats to all the players. We're going to end by showing the promo video of our winning team. Congratulations to the Young and Turns for winning $150, the grand prize. Also to our runner-up, Pink Sheep, they win $50. Congrats to them. And yeah, that's gonna be it. So I guess normal streams on Saturday. I don't know. It is kind of surreal that it's all over now, and you really just never know when the next Brownie Val is. But hopefully the next Brownie Val is a good one. All right, for all of us here in Brownie Val, this is Browntul saying goodbye.
Goodbye. Bye.